Welcome, episode 3, Inappropriate Bar Talk. We're here live.
Welcome.
My name's Chris. This is Wobby. This is Tony.
What's up?
And we have our bartender in the back, John, assisting us back there. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing good, man. Good. Doing good.
That's as long as
Apparently,
I'm aware
Wobby's proud of his Golden State Warriors. I'm sure you had a nice talk with Nate outside. Oh, we didn't cheers to the show. Before we get into anything, let's cheers to the show.
Cheers.
Episode 3.
Cheers.
We almost did this for a month already.
We're going on month. So how's everybody's week, man?
Busy.
Good.
Good? I'm busy, too.
Yep.
I didn't do shit.
That's terrible. Get a
But
job.
it was good.
Get a job.
I have one.
Oh, that's true. You do.
All right.
Yeah.
What's...
Oh. Isn't your family watching? Would you like to say hi to your family?
I don't know if they're watching right now, but
man.
hi.
Hey, family.
They're still driving back from Oracle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lucky.
The
Lucky.
They are. Yes.
Wobby's family just went to the game.
That
Saw the
must
Golden
fun.
State
Yes, they
destroy.
They spanked on
Portland today.
Spanked on Portland, yeah. And they didn't even have KD again.
Actually, my sister might... Hey, Mollet. And Mom. They might be watching. But...
Well, hey, thanks. So welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
If you don't know where we're at, we're Inappropriate Bar Talk. We have if you follow us on Twitter, IBT Podcast. We're also on Instagram and Facebook at Inappropriate Bar Talk. And we're going to be doing these weekly specials. If you tune in live, we'll be able to answer some questions, maybe talk about some of your questions on the air. We can do comments, everything like that. Whatever you want to say, put it up there.
Chime in. Be interactive.
Have the comments
let's have
up
fun
there.
here, people.
Yeah, let's have fun.
You should have a beer at home.
Have a beer at home
or
with us.
maybe you're watching us at a bar. I don't know.
Have a shot.
Pretty sure you're not.
If you're driving, don't drink and drive.
Good point.
But maybe park for a little while and just have a beer. I don't know.
All these smart cars running around.
Stop at the bar, get
got
something to
Wi-Fi
eat,
built
pop us
into
up on
your
your
car.
phone. We can.
Yeah, we'll have some fun together, people.
Amen.
All right, so we a couple of stuff we got into. It's kind of a slow week as far as news goes. There were a couple things going on this week. Wobby obviously is psyched about the NBA playoffs. Right now, his Golden State Warriors are looking pretty good this week.
That's a Kaiser Permanente shirt.
Sponsored by
It's
Kaiser
a
Permanente.
Warriors
Oh yeah, that guy
shirt.
works at Kaiser Permanente.
So I'm a doctor.
Okay, I just thought that was I was looking at, okay, it's a Golden State shirt,
It's
and
sponsored,
there's Kaiser Permanente right there.
This is one of the shirts they leave on the
Hey,
seats.
I love Kaiser. They're good to me. Anyway,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
playoffs.
Playoffs. Interesting start to the week with the playoffs. We're into the third game, I think, for most people, or for most of the
Tonight
teams
was
right
just
now.
Game 2 for them.
All the game twos are done now.
All the game twos were today was the final day for game twos.
Yeah.
Who do you guys like right now? Who do you think looks the strongest?
I don't know.
Golden State.
Is that a little biased or is that honest?
Oh, it's
Their
both.
team is stacked.
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
KD
did this
didn't
to
even
them
play today.
without Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're looking tough. They're looking strong. I like them too.
I think the player of the game was McGee, wasn't he?
JaVale McGee.
He was like 7 for 7,
He
15
finally
points.
dropped off of Shaqtin' a Fool. He
He
actually did something.
He did the post game. I just watched like his little post game
That's it.
interview. If I was him, man, I would have said, "Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Shaq
He
and
should
Charles.
have.
How's it going?"
I
would have.
Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great.
But yeah,
You know how that whole thing went down, though, right?
yeah.
All the shit
Nate
talking
filled
about-
me in. Nate filled me
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
How'd it go?
About his mom.
Yeah, his mom like called Shaq.
No, she
or-
Facebook posted.
Okay.
And she called it bullying and all this kind of stuff. And then, Shaq just took that and ran
That's
with it a little
embarrassing.
longer.
Yeah, that's
right?
embarrassing.
And then, because he said it first he didn't say bullying, but he in one of those
Mom,
interviews, he's
stay
like,
out
I
of
don't
my
know,
shit,
this
man.
guy keeps talking about me, blah, blah, like he did that. Then his mom chimed in, because it was
That's
like a
too
month of just pure, it was just JaVale McGee.
Yeah, yeah.
And all I hear in my head is Shaq going, JaVale McGee, doing something corny on the court, right? And then, so he did that, and then his mom called it bullying or whatever. And then Shaq just kept going. And then Shaq's mom called him.
Yeah.
And Shaq's mom called Shaq and said, you need to stop hurting this boy. You need to stop harassing this boy. So he went on TV and was like, I'm going to stop talking about JaVale McGee because my mom said.
You know, it's pretty bad when mama
That's even
gets
worse.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even worse.
That's
but
terrible.
he stopped. It was over.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
That's too good.
The Rockets taking their second game against the Thunder today too.
Yes, sir.
Rockets are looking tough.
I heard Mr. Triple Double was horrible in the fourth quarter and couldn't close the game.
Yo, he was hitting,
I didn't see it, but
some of his shots were hitting fans. He was that far off. I'm just kidding.
It
wasn't that far off, but he had a horrible foot.
He can't do it all by himself, man.
No.
That's the thing.
But that's just it. Like
Well,
you
that's what
look
he
at
was
both
saying
those
he could.
teams. You take James Harden away from Houston, and you take Russell Westbrook away from Oklahoma. What's left?
who knows?
It's a pickup game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just silly. I
could
mean, no
play.
disrespect to all
We could
other
play.
people, but it's funny.
Wizards went up 2-0 against the Hawks today as
they
well.
did. And that's all we got to say about that.
Anything exciting happened? I mean, who cares about the actual outcome of the game? Anything exciting happen in the games? Anyone get in fights?
No.
The other day when we were watching
bit.
the Bulls Celtics, that game got pretty
A
physical.
little chippy, but it was the
Bucks Raptors.
that was the game. I was like, they're gonna fight.
Dude, well, the Bucks coach after the game too.
He got $30,000 fine for that.
What happened?
Or no, it wasn't the
His
Bucks. It was
post-game.
the Grizzlies coach, Memphis' coach.
Grizzlies coach. Yeah.
He basically
guy
at the
looks
press
like Jim
conference.
Carrey?
Yeah, he's like a.
He don't look like Jim Carrey.
He basically was bitching about how Kawhi Leonard got all these free throws. Kawhi Leonard got more free throws than the entire team
Grizzlies.
than the entire Grizzlies team.
Well,
And
stop
he
fouling the man.
he went off.
This post thing, like he blah, 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 and then just
He stormed off.
ran off.
Yeah, he
That
said
was
this isn't fair. He said I know
$30,000.
Popovich needs to be respected. He's been a guy in the league a long time, and I know I'm a rookie.
Yeah.
But this is basically says a bunch of bullshit. And then he
Yeah,
slammed
he
his pen on the
slammed his hand
table
and
and he
just
just walked
left.
off. He
Just
was
left.
like,
He got
"Fuck this."
$30,000 fine for
Yeah,
that?
but you know who's paying? The players. His team were like, we'll chip in.
Oh, that's cool.
Hell yeah, because
That's nice of him.
he's out there for
Oh,
them.
the players
They
are
got the
clearly
money,
upset
dude.
too.
They've got the money
Right.
too. He's like, listen,
They
guys,
get paid better than him.
I got kids to feed.
Yeah.
What was the thing though? Who got the $25,000 fine for like flipping the bird or doing something the fourth quarter of that Celtics Bulls game?
Ooh.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't hear about that.
I just saw it on the ticker today, but whatever. Johnny.
Oh, speaking
Johnny,
of
hey,
sports
let's
news, you're
welcome
going to
Johnny
see on
in.
the ticker today.
Johnny's got a mic today.
Johnny's got a mic
Johnny, why
today.
don't you pop in? Say
Hello.
what up?
Bartender Johnny. Say hi.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing okay.
Hey,
Nice.
there he is.
That's better than not.
Yeah. So, speaking of ticker news in the sports world, you guys heard about Aaron Hernandez hanging himself in his cell,
I
right?
didn't hear that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Yeah, that was breaking news early yesterday morning for us here in Hawaii. It was probably early morning on the mainland, but yeah, hung himself from the jail cell window with a bed sheet,
Yeah.
and the corrections officers found him at like 3 in the morning.
There's a
And I
whole
guess he
thing
had
going about
barricaded
that
himself.
wasn't,
That guy
like it was set up.
That guy is
Yeah.
a
Like it wasn't
fucking
suicide.
idiot.
I mean, if you're crazy
Dude.
enough to kill somebody, why wouldn't you be crazy enough
That
to
guy
kill
had
yourself?
it made. He was the opposite side of Gronk.
Yeah, but he was just who he,
had to,
was.
He had to play gangster still, right?
If he was
Dude,
who
you
he
live in a $1
was.
million house. Leave the gangster shit alone.
Yes. You're good.
Let it go.
You're good.
Like, you know what? Hey, you can have my block. Take
Yeah,
my block
take
over.
it,
I don't give a
take it.
shit.
Good, man.
I live on a whole nother zip
I'm
code.
a helicopter out this
Yeah.
shit.
That's some
He's out.
dumbass
Like, he
shit,
can
man.
do that.
Do that shit all the way for some dumbass shit.
Idiot.
I never
That
get
is what
that
it
with
is.
with athletes. I mean, I get that they grew up that way and it was a rough neighborhood they grew up in, and they still got to have street
you
cred,
gotta
I
learn,
guess.
man. You gotta learn.
But you it's better for you to like start giving back to your community. I think at that point than to
And a lot of them
course.
do.
A
We're
lot
just
of
talking
them do.
about
You
one
know?
A lot
that
of them
did.
do.
That's
We're
just
just talking
good
about
ones
one
do.
we're talking about
dumbass.
him.
yeah. I'm not talking in generalities. I'm just
you
talking
seen the
about him
jokes?
specifically. But
About this?
no,
Oh, it's terrible. Like one goes, at least he died doing what he loved. Killing people.
Oh, wow.
It's horrible stuff.
wow.
Another one is this video where this guy, he's got an Aaron Hernandez jersey on a hanger, right?
Yeah.
And he walks to his closet and goes, I'm just gonna hang this right here, and walks away. That's the only video.
That's bad.
It's so bad, but the dude's foul anyway, so whatever.
It's fucked up if you actually bought one of those jerseys. What? That you like that guy? What does that say about you as a person?
I wonder if it was a,
Uninformed.
I'm not gonna lie. He was on my fantasy team that year. He came out with Gronk.
I thought you were gonna say that year that he killed people.
The year he killed people, he was on my team. Yeah, I think he still was on my team. Yeah.
That's terrible.
and it's
You get
horrible.
him on waivers.
He was such a good player, man. He was
pretty
such
good.
a good
He
player,
was pretty good.
and he was better than Gronk
It's
when
the
he was in the
separation
game.
of like your job and who you are, right? He just happened to be in the spotlight of stuff. That's all.
Well, anyway,
rest in peace for sure.
Fuck
obviously
him.
He's troubled and whatever.
He's
that's whatever
idiot.
it is.
Agreed. He deserves
but
everything he got.
You need to get, yeah, all right. True.
Yeah. So
now what? Before we leave this, have you seen that abatement stuff?
No.
That was new to me. It's say you're convicted of a crime, right? Okay. And you're doing the time, and your appeal is pending.
Oh, right.
Yeah. If your appeal is pending, and you kill yourself, then it washes out your conviction because they want to bury you as though there may have been problems with your. I don't. It's weird.
Right. You have the chance to appeal your trial, and until that appeal goes through or doesn't go through,
so he's literally going to be buried as an innocent man.
Yeah,
because so he's not going to be buried in like some prison yard?
No, so now that's just conversation stuff, right? That's just ideological stuff. But the real life effect of that is it cancels out any civil lawsuits. Yeah. They abate him, so without that conviction, the families that were hurt by his actions can no longer sue his estate.
That's the same thing that happened in the Enron case with Kenneth Lay.
Kenneth Lay, yep.
He died in 2006 from a heart attack, but it was during his appeals process. Yep. So that's that $40 million that should have went to all those people went nowhere because they couldn't. Because they didn't go through the rest of it.
Because of abatement.
He wasn't convicted. He wasn't convicted of a crime.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. He died before.
Is that not a weird? Like I get the idea behind it.
I get the whole proving,
but how about
innocent to proven guilty, though?
Well, that's true. But how about exercising some like common sense?
I think in those cases they should still go on with the trial and find out if there's a big money. I don't want to say prize, but settlement in the deal.
The law is about keeping things correct, right? Like it's
keeping things just,
making you right.
Right.
If you were wronged, the law is about making you right. Mm-hmm. Now, this thing, I think you're right. I think they should continue the trials and whatever because really his testimony and all stuff is on record. And what did he not say to prove his innocence in his initial trial that he would have said in the appeals?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's one.
So his voice missing doesn't really change anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think
it's more like maneuvering.
Right. It's basically a strategy so his family can keep the money, basically, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever it is, yeah.
So but technically the law says you're innocent until proven guilty. But if you're not proven guilty because you kill yourself while you're on trial or whatever.
No, he was convicted.
Right, but he was appealing.
The appeals is what destroys everything.
Right.
Which I don't know how cool that is. I think there has to be something for keeping some sort of common sense value attached. You okay?
Check your cable. Oh, sorry. No, I think John, check your cable.
How do I do that?
Just wiggle it.
I'm hearing a weird signal. But anyway, keep going.
The bubbly thing?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
but that's all. That's all.
Yeah, it's basically his lawyer was like, I still believe he was innocent. He never got a chance to go through his appeals process, and
there's the whole thing that he didn't kill himself either.
Yeah, but come on now.
Yeah,
like I'm sure they have cameras all over that prison. If they really wanted to look at the footage, they can pull that shit up.
And it wouldn't have been that way anyway, right? They would if this kind of stuff happens, like we see in movies and whatever, which was what we believe in. It would have been. Whoever would have paid the other convict who's doing a triple life term to stab him in the heart. I mean, it's not. You wouldn't create this giant like Angela Lansbury Murder She Wrote scene out of you just fucking kill him. He's in prison.
Yeah, take care of it. Dead, get it over with.
He died in the showers, man. That happens on Tuesdays. It happens just whatever it is.
On Tuesdays especially.
Especially on Tuesdays.
Well, it was a rough week for a lot of other athletes. Obviously, Todd Heap accidentally hit his 3-year-old daughter with his truck in the driveway. That's really
terrible,
unfortunate.
Man. That's sad.
And really, prayers go out to that family. Him and Ashley. Yeah, obviously, he was living in Arizona. He got dropped by the Cardinals in 2012, and he ended up retiring. But unfortunately, that happened right outside his home. So
that's horrible, man. That's gotta really just eat you up.
Yeah, and I know that's happened to people, and. It's a horrible thing to go through. And then Isaiah Thomas this week, too, lost his sister in a car accident the day before Game 1, like the hours before Game 1, pretty much.
I thought it was kind of fucked up that all the cameras were just in his face the whole time he's warming up. And, he's you can tell he's been crying.
And he was crying on camera.
And they just try to make it like such a. They basically exploit his.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
And I was like, dude, get out of this guy's face. Let him just focus on what he needs to do and get the fuck out of there.
It's a callous thing.
He wants to go be with his family. He doesn't want cameras in his face right now, but he's got to do his job.
But unfortunately, his job comes with
a lot of cameras.
Yeah. But I don't think the NBA needed to dramatize his whole situation.
They did show it a lot, like before the game. I remember watching the pregame, and it was like probably every other time they came back from a commercial break or something, they had to show him.
The thing with that, like the cameras in his face thing, I don't think they were in his face. I think the cameras that were there are always there anyway. And for him, anyway, from his perspective, they're not like right here.
I guess
they're just wherever they normally are. They just happen to be zooming in on whatever he's going on, and that's what that is. But the NBA as a business, I mean, that's a storyline that you drive, right?
Well, and then everybody,
I understand,
and it was,
I just think, like, maybe give the guy a little.
It was
room,
also that he had all the room.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Nah.
But I'm just saying, he's not like.
Saw camera's like right there, man.
No,
I seen it.
I didn't have it. But
I can see his tear ducts.
It was terrible.
Tear ducts.
Like I'm sitting there like yelling at the TV, like I don't want to cry while I'm watching playoff basketball, like because I'm welling up and goosebumpy, and I'm like, this kid's heart, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. What a champ!
I wish
that
you
guy
would have
is.
won the game though.
Ow! I know. I've never cheered for the Celtics before, but I did that day.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were in there just cheering for the Celtics, like just wanting him to do well,
just for him. And he was a beast that first.
He had a good game.
Yeah,
he had a good
start. He had a good start.
Yeah.
Whacked 2 threes right off the bat.
Yeah.
Back, and one was about 8 feet off the line. It was deep.
Yeah.
That second one.
Yeah. That kid's a beast.
And
he always will be. 5'10".
He's tiny.
He's tiny.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
For a basketball player.
I think he's shorter than that. But
5'9", 5'10", something like
bartender, how tall is Isaiah Thomas for the Celtics? I believe he's like 5'8".
What was the other thing he was supposed to look up? Is he still there?
I think he is.
5'9".
He's 5'9". See, he's tiny.
Dang, really?
Yeah, he's a little dude.
Around trees. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of height.
Oh.
Okay, so
I don't know if I still believe it, but if I believe it at all.
Bartender, I'm also out of beer, sir.
Can we get 2 of those?
Can we get 2 of those?
Sure.
Brewskis.
Thank you.
Thanks, big guy. Okay, go on.
Okay,
Speaking of height,
Yo, go ahead.
No, you want me? Okay, well,
Go.
okay. Wabi said you gotta check this out, man. You gotta check this out. So he pulls it up. It's a video of Floyd Mayweather dunking a basketball. Have you seen that video?
no, he's tiny too.
Yo.
But he's an athlete. He's like a super athlete.
Ran into him a couple times. That's just it. But you should see this video. He doesn't just dunk the ball. He cocks it back, and his head is damn near at the rim.
How tall is he? He's about
Probably the same
5'9".
height as damn. He's Spud Webbing this shit.
I mean,
It
it's
was
doable
incredible.
for little guys. But
He's all muscle.
you guys
I was trying to make
man.
sense of it. But it was at a halftime during a Clippers game. And he was there, and they were like, yo, Floyd, or something. I don't know how it went down.
That's
but
pretty cool.
They were like, yo, dunk the ball. So he just, in his street clothes.
In his street clothes.
Yeah.
Cocks
just
it back and
does
throws it down.
quick little dribble thing behind the back, whatever. And then he comes in and just,
Nice.
He had
I'm
a
like,
sweater
what?
on and
hoodie,
skinny
the whole
jeans.
thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, bartender.
He had a hoodie on and a sweater and skinny jeans.
By the way,
still-
I would like to show. Can we show the audience what our bartender's drinking out of, please? Can you just hold it in front of the? It's a little empty now, but he's drinking
He
out the
doesn't mess
boot.
around.
He's drinking out of
That's
Das
the guy
Boot.
that's supposed to be serving us alcohol. He's getting fucked up behind the scenes.
He's also naked.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to embarrass him. I mean, it's kind of awkward, but
It's hot in here.
It's gonna, yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna give you some of it, but
We're hitting springtime here in Hawaii. We got no windows.
it's
in
a little
this
more.
place.
Yeah, it's a little toasty in here,
Can't really run a fan because it might be a little too loud.
but that's okay. We're
You
bonding.
don't need to explain to these people our hardship, our struggle. You don't know our struggle.
You want to know about struggles? Let's talk about North Korea.
Oh boy,
That's how you segue, motherfuckers.
segueing into North Korea.
There's a lesson in segueing right there.
Segue
North
101.
Korea celebrated their 105th year. I believe it was 105.
I think it was 100. Well, 106, maybe 100. 105th, I think, was their last year. 'Cause
Oh, okay. Oh,
actually, Anyway, go on, because I'll go on. You finish.
No, yeah. Well, they celebrated. Obviously, they have the celebration every year. It's actually pretty well covered this year. I don't know if you guys saw any footage from the celebration, but they actually let like CNN reporters in, BBC. They let them like record all this stuff and let people watch it. Yeah,
because it's a show.
Yeah,
it's
of course they want to display it to the world.
I don't know if you've seen the movie The Interview, but that's literally the interview. Come in, come look at what we got here.
Yeah.
It's all set up.
Yeah. And then, so after that a day later, they launch a missile off one of their submarines, and it explodes less than 5 seconds after launch.
That's hilarious.
You know,
I saw after that, I guess they interviewed like the spokesman for, North Korea. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yes, we're going to keep conducting experiments. We're going to keep testing. I was like, let the motherfuckers test. They need to test. They can't even get this shit off the ground. Shit blows up immediately.
Yeah, I'm sure we're not encouraging it, though. Well, but no, yeah.
I'm just as a joke.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, apparently Trump's moving a ship up there to South Korea area.
The one they can't find right now?
No, they tracked
carrier.
It. I know. It went down to Australia, and then it like fueled up. I don't know why it would go to Australia, fuel up, and then go back up. But anyway, that's what they said. But don't worry.
They said they were sending it up there for the war games they're doing in South Korea right now.
Yeah.
Which I saw some report today that they actually weren't sending it up there for North Korea.
Up, they said.
So yeah, I don't know.
All right, sorry. We'll stick on topic, but push play.
What are we? Oh, I'm not watching that right now.
Yeah, you are.
What are we watching?
Is that
this is Mayweather. Look,
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, are we talking? Is it Floyd Mayweather?
Just watch. It's
That's pretty good.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, if you guys want to watch it with us, look up the Floyd Mayweather dunk.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing actually.
It is. That was pretty amazing.
Well, Tony was going to bring up. We were going to try to figure out some way to bring up the North Korean haircuts that are allowed.
So I just was kind of looking up some things about North Korea that most people, wouldn't know.
These are front and back.
Yeah, well, they're real quick things.
Good Lord.
But but there's some interesting things. I'll just run through them real quick. Well, obviously North Korea is the most corrupt country in the world, is what it says. I didn't really get into that. North Koreans are 2 inches shorter than South Koreans, apparently.
On average?
On average, North Korean citizens born after the war are shorter than their South Korean counterparts, about by 2 inches. This is attributed to the relative poverty of the northern nation, basically due to malnutrition.
Right.
I like that.
It's like that was a Letterman move right there.
North Korea has 100% literacy rate. Apparently, I'm not part of North Korea. But yeah, I guess they're required to learn to read. That's good, read and write. They have one of the largest stadiums in the world, but I don't know if they even have professional sports teams.
Yeah, they do. They
have a soccer team and they have Olympic teams. Yeah, that's for sure. But
it's all state stuff. Yeah. Same like Russia's. For Olympics anyway.
Apparently, Kim Jong-un, killed his uncle and executed him by feeding him to a pack of wild dogs, or a pack of dogs. It says. Yeah. I don't know if I didn't know that's how he did it.
I didn't know that either.
But I heard he killed him. Kim Jong-un is the youngest head of state in the world. Basically, he's the youngest supreme leader of any country. North Korea has some serious military might. Basically, based on their numbers, they have an estimated 1.19 million active in their military, making it the 4th largest military army standing on the planet.
Because they're forced to.
It's all forced to.
Yeah, it's communist. I'm not saying it's good.
But yeah,
they got a lot of. They got a lot of.
I mean, it's good, but yeah.
But they also believe in that stuff.
They have their own version of Godzilla, which I thought was kind of funny.
They have their own version of Godzilla. It looks
communist. Like, I wish I had a picture of it, but if you Google, it's called Pulagasari.
It's got a dinosaur name.
Yeah, something like that. Look it up. But apparently it's their version of Godzilla. But it looks communist. It's got like a flat top head. It's kind of funny. Look, check it out. Okay, that's that one. Let's see. They actually built a city near the border. For basically, it's a propaganda city to make it look like they got schools and everybody's, so people can look over. Number 7, porn is prohibited. If you get caught looking at porn, you get sent to a correctional prison camp. So we'd all be in prison camps.
Sex rehab. That happens in Malibu too.
In their capital, their tallest building is some hotel, the Ruyong Hotel. I don't know. It's this giant pyramid thing, and
he's got the haircuts.
There's nothing in it. They built this giant pyramid hotel thinking that they're gonna have a tourism industry, and it's literally empty.
They don't allow anybody in.
Yeah, well,
what tourism?
So the late Kim Jong-il liked Hennessy apparently. He was a big Hennessy drinker, and he actually
bought a shit ton.
He had an annual expense of $720,000 US, which is 800 times the average North Korean annual income that he spent on brandy, on Hennessy, on cognac every year. I thought that was interesting. Also, I thought this was kind of crazy. They have a 3 generations of punishment rule. So basically, if you break the law, your kids, you and your parents all go to like some work camp. You fuck over your whole family if you break the law. No.
Whoa.
I thought this was crazy.
It's pretty effective.
Yeah, it is.
No shoplifting in North Korea.
So basically, it's like if you shop, you might be sending grandma to a work camp. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could be fucking up your whole family.
That's crazy.
I thought that was crazy. I didn't know that. So what Chris was saying is they actually have they celebrated their 105th or 106th year, and that's based off of their own calendar. They made their own calendar. And it started basically the birth of their former leader, Kim Il-sung, on his birth date. So it's like an AD, BC AD kind of deal. Yeah. And then, of course, we have the restricted hairstyles. There's only 28 state-approved hairstyles for citizens to choose from. I think there's like 22 for men or women, or I forget. But basically, it's different for married women and single women. Single women can have their hair longer. Married women have to kind of have like a bob cut, kind of to resemble the former ruler's wife.
Right.
You know?
Right. Oh, the wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it says nowadays, or before, men had about 10 hairstyles to choose from. But it says nowadays, it's forbidden for men's hair to exceed a minimum or a maximum of 2 centimeters in length.
They're all shave head?
I guess so.
2 centimeters.
2 centimeters. That's what it says. I don't know. This could be wrong. I don't know, but this is what this thing says.
Pretty solid buzz cut there.
Yeah. And then I thought the most interesting.
I saw it. I don't want to say anything. It was on the backside.
The most interesting thing here to me is that weed is legal, apparently. It says,
so they got one thing right.
Yeah, they're doing one thing correct. But contrary to our idea of the country being the most conservative, restrictive, controlling nation in the planet, it's quite progressive when it comes to pot. There's no law against the sale or consumption of marijuana in North Korea. Leaf tobacco isn't considered a drug there, and apparently cannabis freely grows on the roadside. And
what?
It kind of just grows wild. Great. And it says that it's not uncommon to smell the scent of weed in the air while walking through the streets, and it's particularly popular with the young soldiers who prefer it over cigarettes. Can you
imagine being like a Western journalist or something, going out there visiting on some sort of, fact finding or something? You're gonna write an article or something, and you just walk down the street and you smell weed, and you're like, they gonna shoot
dude,
that?
Am I gonna get killed?
They gonna shoot that dude? Yeah, right? But it's right there. It's legal there.
That's weird because in a lot of Asian countries, weed is like really strict. In a lot of Asian countries,
Japan, it's really strict. Yeah. It's really strict.
Like Singapore is like ridiculous too.
Singapore, I think some places like instant death. Like you just get sentenced to death
penalty.
Yeah.
Thailand, I think is pretty heavy on that.
Philippines is pretty strict. I don't think it's a death penalty these days, but I know at one point I think it was.
Yeah.
Like any drugs, you're
getting
killed. Yeah. Well, Duterte right now, the president, he's fucking all kinds of motherfuckers.
He's amazing.
I like him. I like him. He don't fuck around. He's wiping out like these drug cartels, man. He's just taking them out.
Oh, Bubba.
I think people got to know your perspective on that. He has a bad connotation in the States, obviously.
I like him. I've been to the Philippines.
It's state-sanctioned murder.
No, it doesn't matter. These guys they're shooting first. Okay, I've seen the news.
There's nothing wrong with if they're right, but they're just shooting. They're hardly right.
No,
there are a lot of innocent people going down.
There's some people get caught in the crossfire. This is true. But
not just crossfire, just mislabeled as drug dealers.
What's up, John?
You guys want to check the camera?
Oh,
good eye.
Good eye.
Hey, John cut the camera. Thank you, John.
How long was that?
Like a second.
Oh, nice.
Good job, John.
Good question.
Right.
Bartender John for the save.
I have a question for Tony.
Yes.
You've been to the Philippines.
Yes.
Knowing Duarte's stance on drugs, would you go to the Philippines with weed and smoke?
No.
But you love the guy.
I think he's doing a good thing for his country because I've seen some of the armpits of that country, and I mean I've seen little kids who are addicted to sniffing glue, and they're no older than 8 years old, and they're literally pickpocketing and running around with these bottles in their shirts full of glue, and they're sticking a straw in their nose, and that's how bad it is because these cartels
here too.
Where not anywhere near I've seen.
Go to LA. Go to Skid Row. Is this the same?
Oh, I'm sure. But what I'm saying is,
they just don't talk about it. But like we have our version of that,
and no one's doing shit about it, right?
Appellation, the prescription drug thing, and I don't know.
Well, and again, in Philippines, you can walk into a drugstore and like give me Vicodin. You know what I mean? And they'll sell it to you. So it doesn't. It's different. It's a different culture. There's different standards of what's right, what's wrong, kind of deal too. But I mean, when I see all these homeless kids on the street because a lot of their parents are crackheads running around. Have kids just abandoned, like literally, they just abandon
it's kind
them.
of like a pendulum, right? So you're not doing enough, doing too much. Eventually, it'll find
it's a
balance,
spectrum, right?
Right. So
I guess you could look at it that way, but
that's the only way to look at it.
A lot of the people that are getting killed in the Philippines in these gunfights, a lot of them are Chinese, like triad gang member drug traffickers, and he put out a hit list. He said, if you turn yourselves in, there won't be any problems. But if I got to come find you and you even have a sense of threat towards my people, I've ordered my people to just take you out. Because you got to remember, Philippines is a poor country, too. They don't have the money to jail all these people.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Now, I agree with what you just said, not so much the killing part. But there's also the whole aspect of the gang killings and all that. That's one thing. But when you give somebody an inch, they take a foot, right? That's what it is. And so a lot of the news that's been coming back is that he's like empowered their police to actually go and just kill these people, right? But they're just going out and killing people for money all of a sudden now, or whatever it is. It's just
they're not mercenaries right now.
It's huge though. They're killing all the wrong people now because they have the right to kill. It's like James Bond, right? You got this license to kill thing.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you right now, a lot of the cops in the Philippines already are pretty corrupt. So
if you're gonna hand a corrupt person a license to kill,
that's the thing,
what do you expect?
He's trying to get rid of the corruptness. His whole goal is to get rid of the corruptness. So you get rid of the drugs. Who pays the cops to be corrupt?
I think it's a horrible way to go, but it's also a very like wait and see thing.
It is kind of a wait and see thing, but I've seen the areas get cleaned up. I've seen places become improved over the last however long. I think a year only he's been going. I've been there a couple times. Yeah. So within the past year, I've seen new marketplace open up where they cleared out this like basically vacant lots where like kids are just sleeping on the ground.
You don't know if that's a good thing. Granted. If the kids are not sleeping on the ground or whatever, now either they're dead or have been moved to somewhere else. It may be a question of gentrification too. So you have to think about, like, you don't know everything about what's going on there, right? Like you feel strongly about the drug thing and his move, and that's cool.
Way, I have no problem with what he's doing over there. Because it's the Wild West over there. So you gotta kind of act like that's how you gotta govern it.
I just think complicated problems have complicated solutions.
Oh, always.
Nothing is gonna be this broadsword, just whack it off thing. So it's not. Hey, these things are weird.
Just whack it off, huh?
Well, shit.
They kind of like you're saying.
Not what I was saying.
You can't just go through the forest and whack everything down with a machete. That's kind of what you're saying, right? You gotta. It's there's
it's sad
ways
that is what it is right now. That's the end of that.
Do you want to know something funny though? I was watching the news when I was there, and the news report was literally, for drug users, right? There certain people were like on probation. Drug users, if you get caught, right, you have a choice. You go back to prison, or you have to report daily to do Zumba. And every day, I swear to God,
Zumba's this exercise, gym stuff.
And then the whole thing, I guess, was it's to get them to detox and like sweat out all the toxins. I was laughing my ass off when I saw that. But like people didn't show up and they got thrown back into prison because they didn't go to Zumba class.
But that's just it. It's Banana Republic shit. There's not much thought put into any of this. Kill these motherfuckers, and on the other hand, you do some push-ups.
You dance around or you go to jail.
I don't know if I believe in that science. It's just stupid. I don't know if there's any science in that. Nah.
It might work for some people, but yeah, I mean, who knows?
Hey man, it's a poverty country.
Who knows who you know in prison and things like that?
A lot of poor countries ain't killing their people.
Most poor countries are killing their people.
Oh, there are a lot that don't. Just don't talk about
it. Yeah.
What else is going on in the world?
Well, you guys all heard about the Steve Steffens, the Facebook Live killer.
That fucking asshole, man.
He died yesterday. He got committed suicide after finally being found in Pennsylvania. I guess he pulled up into a McDonald's.
And someone recognized his card.
And the McDonald's workers actually recognized him while he was in the drive-thru.
Ordering McNuggets.
McNuggets and fries. And they told him his fries were going to take...
meal for an asshole like
basically, the McDonald's workers were trying to hold him up. They were telling him his fries were taking a little long, but really they were calling the cops. Yeah, they were calling the cops.
I didn't see that.
About time that fucking thing actually helped out. Oh, you gotta go park on the side.
Yeah, you gotta go park on the side and wait for your food.
Park on the side thing?
It'll be a minute. So I believe they were trying to hold him up in the drive-thru, and they called police, and then eventually they tracked him down. And after a pit maneuver was performed on him,
he shot himself.
Good.
I wish someone else shot him. It would have been funner.
He was accused for killing Robert Goodwin Sr., who was 74 years old. An old gentleman who was doing nothing.
His day. I think he was collecting cans or something. The news said
collecting cans. And that's what he did. He went out and just collected cans. And
the world we live in.
He left behind 10 children and 14 grandchildren. And they said he loved two things. He loved fishing and he loved going and collecting cans in his spare time.
That's like Wabi's hobbies.
Wait, which ones?
Collecting cans and fishing.
It's not a hobby, that's work. You said that's job, motherfucker. I'm working. I'm out here doing work.
Bigs up to Goodwin Sr. I know.
To him. Yeah. He was a nice dude, it looked like.
He seemed like a good guy. He was well loved by family. I know there were multiple things trying to start. They were trying to start a Kickstarter for him and everything, but the family said just donate it to other causes.
That's awesome of them.
You know,
they could exploit that.
Yeah,
and that's really cool to just give it to some other cause.
And the family did end up forgiving Mr. Steffens for what he did.
That's really big of them. Because I'd want to punch his dead body in the face.
So, I mean, if anything...
I don't know. Just hit him at least once.
If he can tell anything by the guy's family, he seemed like he would have been a really good guy. You know what I mean?
Like, I'd want to at least smack him once. Yeah, I don't care if he's dead.
Yeah.
It's just shitty.
Yeah, that was a shitty situation.
It's unfortunate because there's a lot of shitty things that happen. It's just not everything's on the news, right? So
that piece of shit's in
a lot of people have lost people to dumb shit like this. A lot of people, it's just shitty.
Yeah, and the videos of him were really disturbing too. It was just basically blaming his girlfriend who didn't want to marry him, and
good for her.
Was she okay?
Is her name?
Did she get hurt?
Well, she was the main one asking for forgiveness because she felt like it was her fault because obviously he was calling her name out on the whole thing.
Damn, she's gonna be fucked up for life now.
I mean, maybe she didn't feel like it was her fault, but obviously he was talking about her the whole time.
Right.
And he said you did this right before he shot the guy.
That's true.
So obviously she feels some kind of weight, but fuck that guy.
Man.
Yeah, he's a dickhead. Better off dead than alive right now, probably anyway.
I don't want to pay for his.
Said he killed like 13 people, but apparently that was untrue.
He didn't.
But and he was like a mentor, for kids and things like that too.
That's great.
So
that's great. Whatever, good background checks there, guys.
Let's move on.
I'm guessing he's a state worker.
We're giving this bum enough time already. So let's go.
Bill O'Reilly getting fired from Fox News this week.
Hot chocolate, son.
Yesterday, I believe. Was it what?
It was
today. It was this morning.
Charges. What a dummy. What I didn't hear the specifics.
Let's see. He was
hot chocolate, son.
Yeah, he was fired from Fox News amid sexual harassment claims. He paid out over $13 million in settlements to these women.
Yeah, that's Cosby guilty.
I don't know.
Cosby shit, man.
I don't know the exact number of accusations.
13 million.
But he was obviously amidst like 3 of them at the moment, and there were more.
Admitted?
No. There were 3 people actively coming after him.
Okay.
And there were more coming. Fox lost a bunch of ad revenue on his show.
Yeah, but their ratings went up. Did you see that? Their ratings went up.
Yeah.
It's the fucking world we live in.
Hey. Yeah, but your money comes from ad revenue when you're a show like that. So
this is true.
Yeah, it's a business decision, but the ratings went up.
I started.
That's
watching.
the most curious part of it all. Oh, did you?
I started watching.
Oh, I like grabbing them by the pussy.
Well, it was just wanting to see how he reacted to things, right? So, yeah, he gone. He done. Yeah, I think it was a long time coming. It was only so long it was going to go on before he goes
like the radio, or he'll have like a.
He'll be right next to Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. He'll be right next door.
He'll have a serious radio show or something. Yeah. XM.
He's got enough money where he can do his own radio show.
No, but he's got a.
He can do what we're doing. Yeah. Start his own podcast
and literally start his first day with 30 million viewers.
We're up to 2.
We got 2 viewers right now. All right.
Can we? Who? If you're watching this, tweet or do something. I don't know. What is it? How do you talk to us?
You can leave a live comment on the YouTube
Johnny will
page
let us
right
know
now.
who you are, and then we will be like, "Yo, thanks." That'd be awesome. The
John,
2 of you.
John, can you read us your comment, please?
I had a fun fact while you guys were talking about North Korea. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Taedonggang is a brand of North Korean beer.
And what does it taste like, John?
It tastes like oppression.
That's great, John. That's great.
Stupid.
That's great. That's great.
So what were you? Oh, who
I forget what we were talking about now.
We were talking about Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, Bill O'Reilly. Yeah.
Time out. Is your phone buzzing?
His phone is buzzing.
Yeah.
Do you mind? We have a phone rule.
I'm just trying to. I get notifications, so I just want to
make it on silent notifications. We have a phone rule.
He's in trouble now.
That's it.
I use it to keep track of time and stuff like that.
You're on timeout.
He's on timeout.
You can't talk anymore.
No, jeez.
It's just me and you for now. So how you been, man?
I've been good, bro.
All right.
Just living life.
Nice.
You
You're still tall. That's interesting.
I am, dude. I haven't shrank. I've just kept growing. Mostly sideways these days.
But at this age, well, my age anyway.
Bullshit.
Just
oh shit! Hey,
you don't break out of prison.
He broke out. I like his style.
He's Shawshank, son.
He said, "Fuck this noise."
Give us free.
You guys watch the Daddyofive channel? This is the big YouTube news.
I watched that stupid video you sent me, and basically,
I agree.
I'll let you give. These people are just assholes. But go ahead, give them the background on what the thing is.
Okay,
give
so
the people the news
on YouTube, the Daddyofive channel. They were a channel. They were a family of 5, I believe. They're 5 kids and 2 parents, and they put YouTube videos up where these parents would claim they're doing pranks on their kids. They would call them pranks, but in all honesty, the pranks they were doing to their children involved a lot of verbal abuse. It involved the children crying a lot of times, and then
physical abuse. Too.
There were physical abuse by other siblings and by the parents as well. It was just and for them,
basically they're exploiting their kids because they had quite a bit of followers apparently.
I would say exploitation is the best way to put it.
They're exploiting their kids for monetary income or monetary, whatever you want to call it.
And the way they talk to their kids, it involved them cursing at them violently in loud voices.
That video was garbage. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was like basically, what the fuck are you doing? And that kind of who speaks to their kids like that? Even when you're upset with them.
Pull back as an adult who knows that a joke has went far enough, even if that's your mentality, that this is supposed to be a joke.
I thought the worst one.
I don't know
was
what
the
you watched.
physical stuff. Well,
I
the
just
one
watched
where
the one
they're playing
where-
the bottle flip. And the kid flips the bottle, and the daughter doesn't make it. And then basically the game was if you don't land the bottle, you get to slap the other person in the face. So he tells his son to slap the shit out of his daughter, basically. And he smacks the shit out of her, and she just starts bawling. Like, that's not a joke.
The worst thing, right before that clip, though.
Go.
Right before that clip, he goes, "Oh, I would never tell a man to hit a woman, but it's your sister, so it's okay."
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that okay?
He said it's your sister, so she don't matter, or she don't count, something like that.
Yeah, she doesn't count.
Yeah.
And the other son gives her a good smack across the face, and the girl
the shit out of her.
Immediately she starts crying.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, it's a
real
prank.
It's a real cry too.
No,
it's not like
a prank, dude.
It's not like, oh, it's like she was like physically
these kids
hurt.
are actually.
If anybody laid a hand on my sister like that, my brother, my dad, they would never do that. It
happened.
They would never do that, or any other person.
Dude, me and Chris almost beat the shit out of this one kid, his neighbor. I don't know if we should use names, but we almost beat the shit out of his neighbor because he pushed Tiana down one time. So, and me and Chris were older.
Yeah.
But we almost had to throw down on this kid, but we felt bad because he started crying, so we knew when to stop. And we were kids, you know.
That's
like, okay, yeah.
The only video I watched was the one that you made me watch because it was just disgusting anyway. But the one, the prank where they put a bunch of invisible ink or something.
That's the main prank that's being brought up.
Yeah.
And you just hear the way the mom talks to him.
They just berate and demolish this poor kid.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I know you're calling him a liar and all these things. These are developmental years for this kid. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is funny. Like,
the kid's maybe
the
like
whole
8 years old.
exploitation of your kids for money
They're
on
exploiting
YouTube
their kids.
is one thing, but like when my family was here, I always end up watching a bunch of kid shows with my nephews, and they watch this thing. I can't remember the name of it, but it's just a little boy and his dad or his mom. And they do these things where there's a new toy or whatever, and they have. I was looking at the parameters instead of watching the video, like how many thousand viewers, and because we're doing this now, I'm curious, and. That's one thing. I mean, the kid's playing games. He's getting toys.
Yeah,
that's
he's
cool.
not being abused.
So,
they're
there's
abusing
that.
their kid.
This is...
Yeah.
Good God.
Well, and after all that, they go, it's a prank. It's a prank.
And that's supposed to
quit
fix it.
crying. It's a prank.
Like
it's
a light
like,
switch.
Who
right?
answers? No. You just made
prank,
your kid cry thinking
scarred.
he's seriously...
Yeah. These people are scarred.
These parents are not... They're sick in the
kids
head.
Are scarred.
Well, yeah, but the parents are sick in the head if they think this is funny to...
And here's the thing too.
Like this.
Here's the thing too. Like the initial follow up video. I know there's another one that I never saw, but the initial follow up one was a bunch of people were saying that this is all bad, and they had the kids behind him when he was doing that selfie video thing, and all the kids are like, no, they're just messing around. It's fine, but they're defending their actions. They have no idea what's happening to them.
Right.
Here's the thing: is they're defending.
They don't know what's happening to them.
Right.
Because their faith is in their protector, with their parents, and. This is if they think that that's okay. What are they going to do in society?
Here's the problem: is when you're a parent, you can't go to your kids as verification that you're being a good parent.
Right?
No,
of course that's the whole point.
They should hate you.
Why would your kids say? Yeah, they hit me. I hate these pranks. Blah blah blah. Especially when they're on camera. Especially when they know it's going to be on YouTube. The parents should never ask the kids, "Hey, is this okay?" No, you as an adult need to be mature and go. This isn't okay, and look at what you're doing, and know for yourself. Right? You're the parent,
yes, of course. But I'm still old school. Like I don't even think it's cool to film your kids and put that shit out there. Yeah. It's nobody's business. Yeah, right. Kids are kids. That's it. Let them be
Putting
kids.
Putting your kids out on the internet Why? It's risky.
I mean, they're family channels out there, and I get that. Like spending time with your kid, doing things with your kid. Cool. That's fine, but yeah, me personally, I would never want to. I don't want to put my kid out there and my family life out there. Some people choose to do it, and that's fine. That's their choice.
Here's one thing, one possible thing, right? It's something I read in some article years ago, but it's why you should not post your kids' pictures on your Facebook channel, right? And one of the things, no, we're good. I was just checking over your shoulder. Anyway, one of the things was pedophiles will snap your pictures and then use that for that.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like, never.
Yeah.
Even if it's just some family vacation stuff, whatever. Oh, look, my baby, I'm changing his diaper. Are you kidding me? Somebody's going to jack off to your kid in fucking North Korea somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, this is the world we live in. Protect your fucking kids.
Yeah, porn's illegal, duh. You should know better.
Whatever.
You want to send your grandma to a work camp? Come on, man. Send your grandma to the
but I hear you.
Let's just say North Dakota then. Okay?
No, I don't say keep your kids off the internet entirely.
No,
you take a nice family photo. You want to share. Yeah, I get it.
But I read that thing and I was like,
I would never use my kids as a reason to make more money.
Basically, what
I would never do that.
If I ever have kids,
that stuff's like.
I'm just gonna every time I take a picture of them, I just put my hand over
until
their face.
they get in the NBA. You know what I mean? NFL.
Then I'm exploiting
like,
that
boy, I need a house. I need a car.
When your kid
He's hungry.
There's a hole in these socks.
Your kid,
fix these things, son.
And I think if you raise your children right, when your kids make good money, like if they were in the NBA or they're a celebrity or whatever, they'll take care of you too. You know what I mean? If
you're a good parent,
you don't count on it, but you know what I mean. It is.
I
what
hope
it is.
those kids grow up and torment the shit out of their parents for the rest of
these ones, the ones we're talking about.
I hope those kids grow up and just are like Bam Margera to his parents.
Yeah,
and just don't, Mom. It's just a prank. It's a prank.
I hope that would be good, but I hope they emancipate themselves. Right? They just get away from these people.
I've never heard a good story of a good ending to a kid emancipating themselves.
No. Well, Doogie Howser. He's pretty good.
Doogie Howser was a fictional character.
Not in my life.
Well, I think there are right ways and wrong ways of parenting, and every parent makes a mistake. They make multiple mistakes.
Yeah, but that was a fucking bad one.
But this one was... It was exploitative more than anything.
They exploited
I think.
their kids,
and by telling the kids they were going to buy them stuff and everything like that
if you
too.
get
On top of it,
we'll buy a PS4.
And it's like, come on, you like the channel, right? You like the channel, right? Because it buys you cool stuff. Of course, they're going to be like, yeah, I like the channel.
There's a line. Exploitative is one thing, and pure just harassment's another, right? Like, okay, that woman who got life in prison. We were talking about this week, right?
Which women?
The grandmother who was harassing her granddaughter, dressed as a witch and like,
I don't know about that
smacking her in her sleep and what she got here. I know it's crazy.
What?
You told me about it, but I didn't get the whole story.
So
on
a
that.
grandma dressed up as a witch in the middle of the night, repeatedly now on different nights, and slapped her.
That wasn't the one thing. That wasn't the only thing she would do. She would verbally abuse. She would whatever. It was just
dressed up as a witch,
purely harassing the dog shit out of this poor little girl.
That's so fucked
and she
up. It's
ended
kind
up
of funny.
like so many harassment charges that it ended up being life.
Wow.
Her husband ended up getting a year or something, or 2 years for it, but whatever. But that's just it. So exploiting. That's kind of a gray thing, right? Like, is it exploiting, or does the kid actually enjoy themselves, or then you have does the kid have a voice in this? What if they say, I don't want to film today? That kind of thing. That's you can talk about.
I think
exploitation
it was clearly
that
exploitation
way.
in this case.
That's that, right?
Yeah.
There's that for exploitation. What went on in those videos is not just exploitation. That came with it. But the real thing was pure harassment.
Oh, yeah.
Pure.
No, that's definitely part of it,
just
too.
Evil.
Mm-hmm.
How do you... And ignorant evil.
Yeah.
They think everything is okay while they're doing it. And these checks clear, right? So they're okay.
When you have people coming down on you and you... Like I said, you go back to your children and you have them go, oh, tell everybody else that this is fine. You don't... really? Of course your kids are going to be like...
It was a typical classroom...
I'm fine. No, I'm good.
It was a typical classroom
Because they're wearing the new sneakers and they have the hoverboard.
It was a typical classroom answer. They're all like, yeah. Everybody say hi to Mr. Smith. Hi, Mr. Smith. It's that same fucking response, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they were actually mouthing off their own opinions, too, in that little video with this thing, where it's backwards. And that's the saddest part. They've fed into this, right? So the world that they know, this is the world. This is the world that their parents have showed them. And this is it.
So basically, the channel pulled all the videos. They pulled all the videos down. At first,
YouTube
it was
did or they did?
YouTube pulled down one.
Okay.
And then the parents ended up pulling down another one that was getting a lot of attention.
A bunch of shit. Okay.
And then they ended up pulling all their videos down today. When I checked the channel today, all the videos are off, and they just have one video where they sort of apologize, but they don't really apologize.
Yeah, I saw that. He was all trying to act like he was crying and I'm just sorry.
They blame it all on Philip DeFranco.
Yeah,
which
they blame that one dude.
Yeah, basically.
Philip DeFranco saved those kids.
Yeah.
We'll see, but
he didn't punch your kid in the back of the head and throw him into a bookcase.
Thank you.
Yeah. He has nothing. He just brought it to everybody's attention,
right.
Which
First
is
of all,
it's not his fault that happened.
Those kids. Whoever the older stepbrother is a fucking dickhead.
How many videos? There's a stepbrother.
There's a stepbrother,
yeah.
And he body slams the other two little boys, and he beats the shit out of him, and the dad just laughs.
The dad goes, and the worst part, the most disturbing part of watching those is, you hear the dad constantly go, I have to get my kid. I have to get this on film. I have to get this on film for our YouTube channel. I have to get this on film for our YouTube channel. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, you're not being a parent.
Right now, you're just being a cameraman. You need to be a parent and discipline your kids.
Yeah.
The older stepbrother's significantly older than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And he just beats the shit out of that one kid.
Yeah. And they're saying this kid, Cody, might have some issues. Apparently, there was an issue with him.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. He's the one who was basically the butt of all the jokes.
Yeah.
And they had made
the black sheep of the family that they pick on. Yeah, the one with the glasses.
Yep,
that's the one they fucking did that whole
and then,
invisible ink thing.
Yesterday they made a video where they went to Disneyland, or they posted a video where they went to Disneyland, and of course Cody wasn't invited because of something he did. And there's a whole discussion.
Shit all over the house.
Yeah, apparently he rubbed shit all over the walls. And then the guy came back.
Why wouldn't he?
He was on an interview.
He lives in a shitty home. Why not paint the walls?
Why not? Why not paint it?
Fuck him. You know what? I'm a big fan of Cody. His name's Cody?
Yeah. Cody.
Cody.
Shout out to
You good,
Cody.
son? Shout out to Cody.
You can come
Cody.
hang
You're
out
gonna
with
be
us,
alright.
man.
You're gonna be alright. Fuck those people, man.
Those guys are dicks.
Can we move on? I'm gonna snap.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's,
Moving on.
Everybody's
Yeah,
getting
thank
triggered.
you.
Let's not
Yeah,
get
I'm
triggered.
about to lose it.
I don't like when people pick on little kids, man.
And ending this segment on a good note, Catherine Switzer.
Hey.
Catherine Switzer.
clap for her.
She's 70 years old. She ran the Boston Marathon
I was trying
50
to figure out
years
who you're talking
ago.
about. Yeah.
She ran the Boston Marathon 50 years ago when women weren't allowed to run the Boston Marathon,
Hey,
and
man.
she did it anyway. She managed to get a number and snuck it by the officials. Ran
I
in the
saw
race
that
anyway.
photo.
And they tried to take it away from her in the middle of the race, and her boyfriend at the time
blocked for her.
basically said,
Good guy.
get out.
She didn't finish though.
She didn't finish?
The first time I don't.
The first time, I don't think she
I think
finished.
the officials eventually got her,
But she did run the Boston Marathon this
wearing
past
what?
weekend.
Wearing
The
what?
same number, right?
The same number.
God
261. 261.
Good for her.
And she ran it.
Good for her.
70 years old. And, yeah.
A big
good
old
for her.
smile crossing that finish line. That was a great
Wait,
picture.
how fucking old is she running that shit right
70
now?
years old.
Jesus. I couldn't even walk
So
that
she was
now.
20.
Oh.
She was 20 when she ran the first one.
So
Man.
listen, let's cheers to her first of all. I mean, that's a great
Yes.
life. Here, have some vodka.
No, I don't want that.
Well, give him some beers. So no, that's bad.
There you go.
Okay,
Bartender's slacking.
Let's cheers to
That's
her.
Good, that's good.
here's to her.
Cheers.
That's awesome. To Susan.
Cheers to
John,
Catherine
don't stand
Switzer.
up so quick,
Catherine
man. You're
Switzer out of
naked,
Boston.
remember?
To be gentle
Now,
with the plums.
Go away, naked.
That's so funny,
No,
dude.
we're almost to break time.
He's a little
But-
quieter than this. It's just like a whisper.
It's just child molesterish, and it's just creepy. But here's the thing I want to tell you though. So the Boston Marathon, right? So she did that. That's great,
Right.
good for her. But the next thing on that, Adidas.
Adidas. I
You see that?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
What, they're going to
retarded.
use her as a...
No, they put out this email and like whatever their tagline for this year's Boston Marathon was "Congratulations, you survived."
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think they meant her.
No.
Oh, that was...
For the marathon.
Wow.
I guess they were a sponsor for the race, and they basically,
Jesus.
if you register for the race when you finish, they said, "Congratulations, you survived the
Come
Boston
on.
Marathon."
Oh, my
Come
God.
on, they have
That's in bad
multi-million
taste,
dollar
Adidas.
like marketing.
That's in bad taste,
and
Adidas.
advertising companies, right? Their accounts are crazy, and they greenlit this thing.
Jesus.
How many people are gonna get fired? Just
That's
nobody
horrible.
pays attention.
Nobody
Well,
caught
hold
that.
on.
Like,
I got a conspiracy
hold on a
theory.
second.
I collect cans
here
for
we
a
go.
living
Wait.
and drink on a Wednesday.
Bartender's
what,
coming in.
I can't help but think this is like another Steve Harvey thing where it's like it seems like this big like oh my God, I can't believe
Steve
they
Harvey
did that.
read the wrong fucking winner for the
Wait, I don't.
Miss
yeah,
America
I don't-
or Miss Universe.
It's like
I don't
one of those
understand
things
the
where
relationship.
They kind of let it happen because they knew it would cause a stir, and
That's kind of like the Pepsi thing, but no. This is
You think they purposely let it happen?
no, they would never say that.
no.
Right,
First of all, let's
You having
explain
no
to
issue with
the
that?
world that John is a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So
this
Not
is
really.
he's
It's
gonna-
just okay.
of
Like
course
you
not
guys
really.
said,
No conspiracy theorist
How
said
does
about
it get that far to where somebody actually lets that shit get printed?
And this went out to millions. This was an email, I believe.
It was an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't like print a bunch of T-shirts.
So basically, if you were participating,
that's not as bad then.
No.
Well, if you're participating in the marathon, you automatically got an email.
But if I got a shirt that said "I survived the Boston Marathon," that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was a bad choice of words.
Adidas,
for sure.
I survived.
That's so funny.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Someone did not.
They didn't vet that.
They didn't catch that. Someone fucked up.
That's just it. It's the problem is with like the speed of the world today, right? There's no like to proofread anything is almost it takes time. And for efficiency reasons, people just don't.
But that's
right?
literally a job. Look like there's proofreaders. Like that's
there are less
job.
and less of them. There are less and less of them because it's just we gotta get it out. 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 So
there's a couple
spell check came in. We've had a lot less people going into the career of proofreading.
I always when it comes to faux pas like that, I always come back to the Jeremy Lin headline. Yes. No.
Got it.
They come back to that Jeremy Lin headline. Do you remember that one? A chink in the armor.
Oh, see, things like that.
That's hilarious.
Because they're not.
You're almost like it's on purpose, but it's not on purpose.
How?
Maybe
you never know.
Some kind of Freudian slip.
That's hilarious.
See, you're of that ilk, right? You're the
because if I thought of that and I was the writer, I'm like, oh, I'm using this. This is gonna get a lot of attention.
You would do it
just to be a dick.
Honest, yeah. You do it honestly, but I'm pretty sure that writer didn't.
No, I think he did.
Well, he's collecting cans next to me.
If it's worth your job to put a headline out like that.
Yeah, man.
Maybe he hated his job. Maybe he said, you know what, F this, F this thing. F Sports Illustrated. I'm sick of this.
You know, maybe those.
Watch this headline.
You guys all seen Spider-Man? You know how the editors do things. Maybe the editor made him do it.
What do you mean?
You know, Spider-Man. What's the Spider-Man's boss?
The newspaper?
Yeah, he's always like yelling out headlines. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
For this.
John, what was Spider-Man's head editor's name?
I think we should be using John more appropriately.
All the Spider-Man fans are going, come on,
Daily
man,
Bugle.
you don't know this one? Yeah, was it Daily Bugle?
Yeah.
Or was that Superman?
No, Daily Bugle.
Bugle seems Supermanish. I'm not a comic guy, so I don't know.
The Daily... What is it, John?
I'm trying to look it up.
Oh, my goodness.
Spider-Man's
Try
boss.
using both hands. John.
Put the boot down.
Put das Boot down.
Watch out for the bubble.
The bubble.
It's the bubble.
I think it was like Jameis...
Oh.
Something like that.
Sounds familiar. You're getting there.
Jameis something.
Jonah Jameson.
See, Jonah Jameson
was the editor of Spider-Man, right?
Sounds
Spider-Man
like a porn star.
Newspaper.
It does.
What was the name of the newspaper?
Jonah Jameson.
Daily Bugle.
Daily Bugle.
See, I was right.
What was Superman's newspaper then?
That was Oh, I know this. The
World News.
Planet something.
Oh yeah, the Daily Planet.
Daily Planet, maybe.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm out of beer, and I think it's time for a break, people.
It is.
All right, we're gonna take a short break.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
We'll see you guys at the end.
All right.
We'll try to honor that 10 minutes this time.
Welcome back. We're back from the break.
All right.
Episode 3, Inappropriate Bar Talk. My name is Chris. This is Wabi.
And I'm Tony.
Hey. And we got our bartender, John, in the background.
Sup?
Still naked.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight again. You can follow us on Twitter at IBT Podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at inappropriatebartalk.com or Inappropriate Bar Talk.
Yeah, there you go.
Feel free to leave us comments during the show. Feel free to respond. Leave us questions, maybe topics you want us to talk about.
Got to say what's up to the landmine. He's watching.
What's up, landmine?
What's up, Lanny? How you doing? Say hi to Calvin and Grace.
And Jack.
And Jack.
He's
Bully.
cool.
Also, I got to say what's up to Josh and all the rest of my crew over at my work. I don't really want to disclose where I work at just yet. But yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Doing good today.
Thanks to everybody for watching. If you like us, make sure you leave us a like. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to be on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Hawaii time, 11 p.m. Pacific, and way fucking late on the East Coast. But if you're sticking with us on the East Coast, hey, props to you, man.
Hey.
So we're going to get into the beer tasting segment.
This is my favorite part.
It's always the best part. Tonight we're going to be trying a couple beers. One from Midnight Sun Brewing out of Anchorage, Alaska. This is their Panty Peeler, which the name pretty much can sell the beer itself. It's a Belgian style triple.
Oh, there's one of the Belgian beers.
It's one of them Belgian beers.
Uh-oh.
It's 8.5% ABV, alcohol by volume, and it is only 15 IBUs, so not a lot of bitterness, but pretty up there as far as alcohol goes.
There's a naked chick. Okay, I just want to describe this label. There's a naked chick on a flying reindeer.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day. But this is the stuff
brewed
that you
with orange peel and coriander.
Basically, if
you're the one who reads.
Well,
basically, if you drink enough of these, that's basically what will happen to you.
Free-spirited Panty Peeler pours rambunctiously into your glass, releasing its engaging aroma.
Go ahead, Gary.
Bitter orange peel and coriander create a beautiful yet bold triple. Wait, a bold.
You're gonna lose your label reading.
Wait, shit. I lost my place. Orange peel and coriander create a beautiful yet bold by infusing color. Citrus and spice, Belgian yeast adds playful character. This combination assures a perfectly heady experience. Oh, hey.
You know.
Beers for Alaska and beyond. For our extreme northwest locale, Midnight Sun produces bold, distinctive beers using... Oh, this is just their fucking thing. Okay. I don't care.
Stupid. There you go. Bottled in Anchorage, Alaska.
You know when like the teacher would like make you like, I don't want to fucking do that. Give this to the smart kids.
A Belgian style ale brewed with coriander and orange peel.
Beer.
Does this demand swirliness?
Oh yeah, is there sediment in this?
Yeah. There is no sediment in this beer.
About damn time you get some pasteurized beers up in this motherfucker.
It's important. Pasteurized.
I'd like you guys to notice the lovely amber color here. It looks a medium body.
That's good. Thank you, sir.
John, would you like some of this?
Give some to the bartender.
Of course.
I need a glass.
He's got sweaty plums, apparently, so be careful.
Go ahead and grab a glass. We got time.
So, okay, let's give this a little... Oh, are we waiting for the bartender here?
No, we can go. You can taste it off camera.
Okay, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's give this a little sniff.
You got a nice orange.
Is it a sour?
I don't like these Belgian yeast beers.
Got a nice golden orange kind of color to it. Decent amount of head on the beer there.
I just don't like the Belgian yeast. I feel like it tastes like a fart.
It coats your tongue, and that's it.
It's just
that's all you got.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's probably one of the better Belgian beers I've tasted.
Good fruit forward.
I'm not a fan of the Belgians. Just not a fan.
I like Matilda. That's the only Belgian I like. Or
I like the chocolate.
And there's,
I like Belgians personally. I know.
There's like a taste.
I know my wife Monica loves Belgians as well. It's that clovey. You get a lot of that coriander spice on there.
It just tastes like a butt. It tastes like a fart, man. But like an orangey fart with coriander.
See, the yeast I don't mind. It's got a little bit of that sour character, but it also...
Sour on the nose.
Yeah, you get the banana. You get clove.
What are we talking about? There's bananas?
Do you taste the banana?
No.
Try it a little bit. You can kind of get that...
yeah, I guess I kind of do.
It's fuller. right? The bananas, there's no tart to the banana sandwich.
Yeah. Midnight Sun is probably one of my favorite. That's
because you wear panties and you just drop them. Put your panties back on.
Oh, I don't have any panties on yet, but so I'm a little ahead of this beer with the panty peeling.
You should put them on backwards.
The triples are usually a little sweeter, though. They taste like kind of candy-ish.
Right. But I do get a little more pucker, a little more sour out of this.
At the end, like after my mouth's kind of after I've kind of cleared.
You do get the spice, I think, at the end, too. You get a little peppery spice at the end.
Oh, this is Midnight Sun.
Man, okay. Where have you been?
Apparently not.
Your mic's all crooked. Like, get your shit together.
My mic crooked? God dang it.
Do you know what's going on in this? This is a production here, bro. Get your shit together.
I am a production, bro.
We have 4 viewers.
What?
Yeah, I think that's a peak. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Should I put my mic down crooked again?
No, you're good again.
Okay.
You're good.
I wanted to make it crooked. I don't want to be straight, though.
So, okay, this beer's not my favorite.
No.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good for the style.
It smells like cheese.
You drink an entire glass?
For the style, yeah, I could drink an entire glass.
It smells like cheese.
Or a bottle this big.
I'm a fan. I like Belgians, so I don't mind the flavor. That yeasty flavor, that's okay with me. I can drink that.
Yeah.
There's a couple other good Belgians that I like. Have you guys ever had Prankster? That's a good one.
I've had that one.
Kind of similar. Let's see what else. Maybe not like Chimay or something along those lines.
I like Chimay.
Chimay is a good beer. Yep. But yeah, I would definitely put it along the lines of Prankster, something like that. If you like Prankster, you probably would like this beer a lot too.
I'm gonna say this beer is unique to me because it's a triple, and I guess if you want to compare it to like a Trappist beer, those beers I just kind of get really excited about because it's a really unique style.
It is a unique style.
You guys don't understand. He's really excited over there.
I can't take him seriously because he's naked.
I'm really excited.
In Hawaii, this style's kind of more. It's more uncommon to come across this style, I think, in Hawaii beers. So whenever you get something like this, that's really good. You kind of eat it. This is meant to be sipped out of like a goblet style glass. A lot more of a sipper.
Well, we had those.
Goes well with food.
It tastes like cheese, or it smells like cheese.
I would really like this with like maybe like a pizza.
Kind of smells like cheese. Yeah, kind of smells like cheese pizza.
Yeah, like a pizza would be really good with this, I think. Pepperoni cheese pizza would be really good with it, I think.
I get what you're saying.
You get a little bit of that spice.
Some pepperoni cheese pizza would be just fucking good anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a little hungry.
I'm kind of hungry.
I'm starving.
But the first thing you think...
One day we should just order Domino's and just have them deliver it to us while we're live.
That'd be great.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But
he might freak out because John's naked, but...
But John's going to be the one holding the money.
Cooler over here.
He's got the tip for you over there.
He's going to have to take the naked money. He's going to have to have a choice.
That's too much. We're not that kind of program here. We're a family program.
Okay.
We're fucking not.
We're not.
On your beer favorability scale, what would you give this out of 10? 1 to 10.
This is like I'd drink it if it was the only thing like available.
3.
Really?
It's just I don't like these kind of beers, man.
Me either.
I don't like the Belgian yeast. It tastes like a fart to me. I feel like I'm drinking a glass of fart.
Well, you already told me you didn't like Belgian beers, so I kind of was testing. I was testing you a little bit.
I mean, I will give it this. As far as all the Belgian beers I've tasted, this is probably the best one.
I'm gonna agree
It's
with
not
him on
as
that.
funky.
Okay.
But there's a funk to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what these Belgians are doing to their yeast, but it's funky.
Chris, maybe you want to elaborate on what the Belgians do with their beer.
Well, the Belgians, they use this is all based off of wild yeast they used to get. So, whenever you use the wild style yeast, you get a lot of those banana clovey flavors out of it.
How do you find wild yeast?
It's just in the air, man.
Just in the air.
So there's
Who gave that guy a microphone?
Okay. They're just running around, just like catching shit in the air. Like,
No, going back in history. Okay,
right.
The Babylonians were the first ones to
supposedly
for real.
Yeah,
Okay.
way back in history.
The Babylonians invented yeast.
The first, they didn't invent yeast. They had no clue what the fuck yeast was. We didn't know what yeast was until, what's his name, Louis Pasteur. Figured out what bacteria was and things like that.
Right,
anyway,
Pasteurized.
These Babylonians were nomadic culture, but they began growing wheat, and then they wheat.
Oh, wheat. Okay.
Excuse me, wheat, and they would leave it in these pots, and eventually it would rain, and these pots would fill up with water, and the wheat or there's grains would mix with water.
They're herbs.
And then all of a sudden, they would leave them out for a few days, maybe a week, with all this water, with these grains in this pot. And then they ended up saying, fuck it, we're going to drink it anyway. And they ended up drinking it and found out, hey, we're getting a little buzz going on here. What does that cause from? And that's from all the wild yeast in the air that was actually fermenting the beer.
So yeast is just in the air.
Yeah,
the air thing was not a joke.
So there's yeast in this room right now.
Just think about anything that you can leave out. It can probably rot, right? Like anything, if you left it outside,
right?
If you left it outside, it would probably rot. Yeah. And that's basically what fermentation is the bacteria will start fermenting anything.
Well,
that you leave
tastes
out.
like rotted fart with oranges.
So this is
so they got it right.
This was a yeast unique
right
to
on
that.
The button.
To the especially the monks and things like that lived in Germany. There were monks who would live in castles and things like that. Yeah.
They had German monks?
Yeah. There's monasteries and things like that up there.
I did not know that.
So
Oktoberfest is where?
In Germany, but I didn't know there was fucking monks running around praying like Buddhists.
He took it back to Jesus' time. So
he went to the Babylonians.
He goes back.
I should have known.
The best part about beer is there's I saw this on Netflix. There's a Madagascar special where these lemurs will they'll.
Isn't that where your family's from?
It's close to it, but not quite.
Oh, Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Or Mauritius?
They'll eat these millipedes. Well, they won't eat them, but they'll bite on them.
Wait, who's eating the millipedes?
The lemurs.
Oh, the lemurs. I thought we were talking about your ancestors still.
It's a Disney movie.
Our ancestors might have done it too, but the lemurs for sure, they got them on camera.
Okay, millipedes.
They would bite the millipedes, and the millipedes release a toxin, and the lemurs would have some.
Get high off of it?
Yeah, and they just bite it, and then they throw the millipede on the ground, and they freak out. They have videos of this. It's crazy, but that's
catnip.
What does this lemur do? What do the lemurs do when they freak out?
They just trip out, and they just like doing it.
Chirp
and
out.
To me, it's like... I'm going to go bite some millipede, see what happens.
It's like animals probably ate all this fermented grain that was laying around, and people probably were like, oh,
so they're magic millipedes.
They could be.
Oh.
There are animals that get high all the time.
Yeah, what? It was
koala bears. Yeah. Koala bears get high off of eucalyptus.
Yeah.
And they're
Jinx.
Apparently, Jinx. I need a beer.
Excuse me. Can we rinse our cups, bartender, and get us that other beer we're tasting?
Yes, okay, yeah, we'll move on to the next beer.
Is it a fart beer?
It is not a Belgian, but it is still in the Germany area.
It's actually from New Belgium.
But it's not a fart beer.
It is from New Belgium, though.
It's kind of funny.
We had a beer from New Belgium last week that was mediocre. I'm not gonna lie, but this week we brought in a better beer.
Sour.
Yeah, it was the Day Blazer.
The Day Blazer.
The blue can. The blue can.
Oh yeah, that one was there wasn't much flavor. It was like a light beer.
It is terrible.
Yeah. The one before that.
The sour one was the Pog. But I like the Pog, I think, from the week before. Is that what I said?
Yeah, we had the Pog from Lanikai in the first week, and then we did the Paradise Pucker from Rogue last week.
Well, obviously, you give the Pog juice is going to get won by the local brewery.
They're all aimed toward Hawaii.
There was that whole yogurt thing, too, remember?
Yeah, there was yogurt.
Oh, and those yogurt chunks last week. Yeah,
right.
Rogue, too much. There's no dairy in Pog, okay? It's not Pog milk with yogurt. Just take the yogurt out.
It's a frappuccino. Thank you, sir.
But no, Lanikai, I like Lanikai's one.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you, John.
It's important to be polite.
Okay.
That's all we have left.
I mean, we're working here, okay?
Lanikai's one was a little crisper. It was nice. Day drinker. I liked it too. Yeah. I thought it was really good. This last one we just had, the Midnight Sun one, was slightly bitter. Had that alcohol burn on the end. You get the pepper, you get the coriander, you get a little bit of orange. I didn't taste the orange too much. But you definitely get that Belgian yeast. That Belgian yeast kind of...
You're talking about this last beer we just tasted.
The last beer we just tasted,
yeah. It had some... It wasn't actually as prominent... Yeah, I got oranges.
Initially.
But it was it's the smell, I think, of the yeast that makes me think of a fart.
Yeah.
It's just like a stale smell.
It's not like a stinky fart, though.
It's not like an egg fart.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like... Maybe like your grandpa farted and like some dust butt came out. I don't know how you describe it.
It's definitely like a bacteria funk. Like a
yeah, it's got some bacteria funk. That doesn't sound appetizing, but okay.
But you put it in your mouth.
It's gross. It's gross. What do we got next, Chris? Give us something good. Come on.
Coming up next, New Belgium 1554. If you haven't had this beer before, it's an actually pretty popular beer in their beer line. Dylan's got it in front of the camera right now. It is a Schwartz beer, a.k.a. black lager.
Is there only one of those?
There are two.
Oh, I was going to say, because that's tiny.
Good.
I got you guys covered. No worries.
Wait, it's a black lager?
Black lagers.
I might like this.
It's also called a Schwartz beer.
A Schwartz beer?
A Schwartz beer.
Isn't that a racist comment?
If you say so.
Schwartz is from Spaceballs.
So this beer
New Belgium
is 5.6%, 21 IBUs. It's not overly bitter, but it's not
what I like to see
super clean.
Just a little bit.
It's should have some good toasted caramel chocolate notes.
See, these are the kind of beers I'm talking about.
But it is actually really surprisingly easy to drink.
I'll give John a little of mine too.
Because it's still a lager.
Still lager.
That's the idea, right?
Right. So they're still using lager yeast, which...
So what's the difference between lager yeast and Belgian yeast?
So lager yeast is top fermenting, and usually has to be...
What do you mean top fermenting?
Wait, let me make sure I'm not mixing the two up.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's not do that.
So top fermenting would be it floats on top and ferments?
The yeast works from the top down. Bottom fermenting, obviously the yeast works from the bottom up.
Okay.
And then
so one floats and one doesn't.
Right, and lagers usually have to be fermented at colder temperatures.
Okay.
So between 45 and 55 degrees.
And that's probably why they don't have such a skunky taste, right?
They're much harder to make, especially for microbrewers, unless you have the right equipment to make it. So, do you make any? An ale can be fermented between 65 and 75 degrees, depending on the style. And ales usually have more esters. Stuff? They have more.
Who's Esther?
Esther is my great aunt. No, she. I
was going to say
Esther's.
She's the mom from Good Times.
It's basically you get more flavor profiles out. The lager is meant to taste clean.
Okay.
It's meant to be easy drinking. It's meant to be crisp. You're not supposed to taste like a lot of the malt character in a lager beer, whereas an ale is more full-bodied. There's a lot more aromas and flavors that come out of ales, I believe. So lagers are old school styles, and ales are more contemporary. Everything from IPA to porters to stouts to
all my favorites.
Yeah, all your and then lagers are lagers. So
all right, let's give this thing a sample.
Let's do it. Cheers.
It looks like something I want to drink.
So obviously, pretty dark in color. You got a really darkish brown color.
It's very thin, very easy to drink.
Right off the top, you smell coffee. You smell chocolate. You smell cocoa. You smell...
It actually tastes like water.
It's like a very light stout.
And then that's where the lager makes the difference is... instead of it being like a full-bodied porter or stout, you get a really light body, but you still get that burnt coffee flavor
profile.
At the end.
Actually, I really like this beer.
This beer is one of my favorites.
You can drink a bunch of these. You would drink a bunch of these.
See, I like drinking dark beer.
Yeah.
This is the flavor I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is, they're usually so thick and heavy.
Yeah.
But this is something I could drink all night and just chill on.
Be fine. Yep.
And not feel like I'm gonna explode.
It's a good in between. If you're like a brown ale drinker.
That's me.
And or even a stout or a porter drinker.
How's it going? Oh, I'm a brown ale drinker. Hey.
I love brown ales too. Don't get me wrong.
It's my favorites.
English styles, malt forward beers. This is like a good one for you, and it's not so heavy where you can't have more than one.
Good choice, Chris. I like this one.
Yes.
I give this one a thumbs up.
He's good. He's good.
All right.
Makes you kind of feel like you're in Germany when you drink that. It's nice.
If this is what German beer's like, I'll go to Germany.
Oh, yeah. Dunkels. You know.
Dunkels? I don't think I've
Which are, Dunkels are like dark
It's short
wheat
for
beers.
dumb uncle.
Oh. Yeah. I got a couple of those.
Yeah, so if you had dark wheat beers.
Kidding, uncles.
Oktoberfest, Marzens, things along those lines.
Marzens are strong. I like those. Who makes that Mars? Gordon Biersch has a good Marzen.
Gordon
Biersch Marzen is one of my favorites.
I like that beer.
I agree. And
that Polliner.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest, if you had that, that's probably pretty close to that's a Marzen as well.
I like their Oktoberfest.
Polliner. Yeah,
Eyinger, Doppelbock, things like that.
They get a little heavier.
That one's a little heavier. It's a lot more boozy.
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
I like the Polliner's good.
This is kind of a good balance, though. You can have more than one of these and be fine, and it's kind of got everything you're looking for. If you're
I could drink about 4 or 5 of these, no problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
They're really good.
They're not heavy,
right.
And they have that darkness. I like that darkness.
You get that.
You're welcome,
Charlie Murphy. Darkness.
You're welcome.
Darkness. Cheers.
Cheers.
It makes you want to say
cheers.
Prost.
Prost.
What's Prost?
That's right. It's cheers in German or Polish or something.
It makes me want to say, oh shit. I forget how to say it. I was just doing my Japanese lesson. Biru ga hoshi desu. I want to drink beer.
There you go.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, hey. Lesson learned.
One more time. How does it go?
Biru ga hoshi desu.
Oh.
How do you say beer in
Japanese?
Biru.
Biru.
In Amharic, in my language, it's bira.
Bira.
Just one
Dude,
sound
one
off.
word, one vowel
Crazy,
different.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's not far off.
No, language is...
Except for Spanish, then you got to go cerveza, which is...
Yeah, but that's just that.
Cerveza.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we know what that is. Hey.
But everybody else calls it beer, so...
Yeah. Beer is beer. All over the world.
They all needed to make something.
So what do you give this out of a scale? 1-10?
I mean, I'm gonna be conservative. I'm gonna say it's a 7. It's like a mellow, like you can drink it probably about 6. You could probably drink about 6 of them,
right?
You know, and be pretty okay,
yeah,
and not feel like death. But I'm saving my 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm saving for like those real good beers you bring. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as far as like a easy drinker, I give this a 7.
Yeah, I give it an 8. I think it's right
for what
there.
it is.
Yeah.
I just tried to look up the story of this 1554 because it's kind of just a random number to throw out there for a beer.
But you think it'd be a year or something, right?
It is a year, actually. Yeah.
There it is.
Apparently, New Belgium had a recipe that was lost in a flood in 1997. So the founders went back to Belgium and looked for the original recipe that started
in the flood
in
1554 or something.
So this recipe was based off a 1554 recipe
that was lost in a flood.
Where did you get the flood thing?
The flood was in 1997. But
okay.
So they went back to look for the original recipe because they couldn't find the recipe that was lost in the flood, I guess.
Oh, so they used to make this beer. And then they had a modern recipe for it, and then they had a flood that said they used the one from 1554.
I guess something
because they kept the recipe on one Post-it,
and then the Post-it washed away.
Yeah.
Was it from? There was a beer that was apparently a giant fermenter had broken and flooded the entire town.
Beer flood?
Yes. Whoa. That has happened before. Where a fermenter has broken
like that. Yeah.
and it actually flooded the entire town. Was it based off of that?
It flooded the entire town. How big was this fucking fermenter, and how small was this town?
No, it's saying Fort Collins.
Oh,
flooded.
Okay, Fort Collins flooded. Okay,
Jesus.
I don't remember where it was.
It is hot in this room.
I believe it was an English town.
We're gonna have to find a place to do this thing that's air conditioned. Mm-hmm. I think we should do it at the bar.
Done, son.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get my vote.
We just gotta figure out how to do that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty good beer. Pretty good beer overall.
Yeah. I drink these on the regular.
I like this. This is my flavor palette that I like.
Yeah.
You know, the dark, the caramel, the chocolate, the coffee, the alcohol. That's what I like. So there you go.
It's good balance.
You have it right here.
Nice.
So I was watching this thing the other day where there's a tennis match. Did you guys see this at all?
I did not.
Did you guys see this at all? Yeah. There's a tennis match in Florida. And apparently the match gets upheld by two people having sex on a balcony.
Whoa, wait. Wait.
Yeah.
Initially, they thought somebody's phone was going off.
Right.
And there's the black guy and the Asian guy who were playing against each other, and the Asian guy just whacks a ball into the crowd, like, because you can hear it. Just live sex, right? So they thought it was a phone.
Wait, they thought someone was watching porn?
So basically,
like their phone was going on something, and it keeps going. So they start playing.
So wait, was this like a national broadcasted thing?
It was the Sarasota Open.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big.
So
huge.
It wasn't that
Woods
big.
was there,
dude. Sarasota Open.
I think
it's sponsored by Fanta.
Could be.
I don't know who was in the match. John, can you look up that match?
I don't know their names.
So basically,
they're the Sarasota
they just keep talking about the people having sex.
Not Florida tennis.
So but it was a pro tournament, right?
It was a pro tournament, and it was on. It wasn't nationally televised, but it was on some kind of media format where it was being televised.
And people were just pounding away on the balcony.
You basically hear a woman in the background, like in the background. No, you can hear it. You can hear it. I heard it. I watched a video where you can actually hear it.
They thought it was somebody in the stands.
And the announcer was like, someone's cell phone's going off in the stands. And then you listen to it, and it's just like...
Just keeps going. So the
just
guy whacks the ball into the stands.
And literally a guy, one of the tennis players, turns around and he just like whacks the ball into the stands. Like
knock
where
it off
the sound is coming from.
Right? And then
when the camera pans up, it just sees like...
they play like another half set or something. And then the black guy, like he's about ready to serve, and apparently the sound got louder, but I couldn't hear it. But it got louder, and he goes, "It can't be that good." And at the time, at least the commentators who were mic'd in the booth somewhere still thought it was a cell phone.
See, so that's too funny. If I was the player, I would just be laughing. I wouldn't get upset about it.
No, they were humorous about it.
Okay.
They were laughing.
He said it in a funny way.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Asian guy who whacked the ball into the stands was kind of like, really knock it off kind of thing, That's all it was. But then it goes.
That's funny.
Like the commentators hadn't realized that it's not a phone, because that was the assumption.
And they just are like,
and they're like, wow, I don't know if you can pick this up at home, but that sound is still happening. And then it continues and it goes, apparently it's not a cell phone. There's
it wasn't a cell phone. It was somebody in the balcony.
There's an apartment building right across the lake from where this court is, and somebody's having a really good evening.
A really good weekend.
Said, a really good evening.
Good for them.
That was hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good for those people.
Yeah.
You would think, like, the ref or what do you call a tennis guy? The judge?
The judge, okay. I think, yeah.
So he's got the mic and speakered, right? It's mic'd out. He'd be like, knock it off, and they could hear that.
We can hear you fucking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why we can hear you.
Well, there's more of a decorum way to do that.
No, who wouldn't do that?
Because if you just say be quiet down, they might just think you're talking about the match. But if you say we can hear you fucking,
you could word
they're
that
gonna be like, oh shit, they're talking about us. That's us.
He's the judge.
We're the only ones fucking.
They ain't watching that tennis match. Nobody was watching that tennis match. They had no clue what was going on. They were just like, I'm having a good time in my fucking balcony.
On the rail.
They were watching the tennis match.
Which apartment is it? Which apartment is it?
The girl was just going. That's how you watch a tennis match, right?
Like, I tried Googling
this. That's too funny.
What'd you find?
I tried Googling this, and I found the Florida one at the Sarasota Open on Tuesday night.
Go to YouTube.
But there's a... Well, it was confusing because I guess this happens a lot with tennis. But there's another one in Spain like a while ago.
Is this like Happy Gilmore when,
interrupted by
when there was two fat bikers fucking in the woods when he was trying to chip?
Wait, you mean
shoot him a Gavin.
There's a lot of like interrupted by sex tennis matches?
Yeah, I guess they
just
happen.
Well, apparently tennis fans like to fuck. Here we go,
John.
This
how good are your speakers? Can you play that sound clip on your off of your
and just
computer?
put the mic by it.
I mean, I got the mic right next to it.
Can you play the video?
Let's give it a whirl.
Let's see what this is.
Did you find the one we're talking about though?
Yeah.
Good.
What is like the remix?
I don't know.
What are you playing? You're playing like the remixes.
Oh, this is some news site, but this is what it is.
Oh, you can hear it.
You can.
I didn't care.
All right, I'll do a remake for you guys of what I heard.
That's
it was basically
so
like,
I can hear you.
So good. All right. Listen, hey, you being naked and making those sounds.
That's really weird right now, John.
I'm so sorry,
compounding the weirdness. It's too much. Thank you for your effort. We appreciate it. Just
but,
knock it off.
Stop it.
Okay, that goes back to John. Can you play the? Since we can pull you up for sound clips, can you try to pull that sound clip up of the Memphis coach of that speech he made that night after that game?
Yeah.
I will look for it.
Okay. In the meantime,
yeah.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing good too. I have an interesting story of my personal life.
Sure.
That I'd like to I'd like to get your guys' opinion on this.
Oh.
Okay, so
listening.
Me and my lady friend Rika, we go out to a dinner at Outback, and just so happens
cheap bastard.
Actually,
go ahead,
she took me out. So
love you. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, there you
Outback
go.
in Hawaii is kind of fancy compared to the mainland.
Outback in Hawaii is fucking expensive.
Outback is not.
I had a $30
okay,
steak.
so anybody
Whatever.
who lives in
she's right to spend the kind of money she spent at Outback on.
Yeah, but anybody who lives in Alaska or Hawaii knows that none of the prices are the same as anywhere else in the mainland. You don't get that $12.99 steak and shrimp bullshit.
No, you
that
get
shit don't happen out here.
$14.99.
It's like
just $2
No,
more.
It's like $16.99.
I don't know about
that. You don't get the specials.
So I got the fillet. I don't know how much. I forget how much the fillet was in Vegas,
Probably
but I
like-
think it was like $20.
Yeah, it was probably like 25.
It was $30 here.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was good, but so anyway, let me get back to the story. So me and Rico, we walk in, we get our table, we sit down. She has to use the restroom, so she goes to the restroom, which you have to walk by the bar. So all of a sudden, I get this text, and it just says, "Oh, she's cute." Look, and it's from an ex of mine, who shall remain nameless. But so I was just like, "Oh, okay, thanks."
You want to tell the story right now?
Yeah, I don't care. Right. So I said, apparently, I'm guessing you're at Outback, and she goes, "Oh yeah, me and blah 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 is at Outback. Look at the bar." So I kind of peek over the thing, and I look at the bar, and so okay, they're there, whatever, and that was it. So we sit. Rika comes back. We sit down. I tell her, "Hey, by the way, my ex is over at one of my exes at the bar. She says you're cute, so that's great. Okay, whatever. We go on and eat our dinner. So we're eating our dinner, and like it comes time to like pay or whatever. So we're just kind of like finishing up like a dessert, and like we're getting the check. She paid. She took me out, which is great. I love that.
Amen.
Can't beat that. Anyway. So I'm like, we're getting ready to pay a check, and I look out the window just by chance, and there's like a phone out there, and my ex's friend is taking pictures of us eating dinner, or finishing up dinner. So I kind of give like the what the fuck look, like the fuck, and like they run away. I can see them run away, like we're in fucking 7th grade or some shit. I'm dead serious, dude. And she's like, well, what? And so Rika asked me, what was that? And I was just like, I think my ex and her friend were taking pictures of us, and we got paparazzi'd. So whatever. We laughed about it, okay, that's fucking weird. So we're leaving, and she's gonna use the bathroom right before we leave. So I'm waiting for her. We walk out. They're sitting. This has been a span of about 15 minutes, you know.
Moving in the stalker status.
Dude, they're sitting in their cars waiting for us to come out. When we walk out, like, they honk the horn. So we, like, look, you know, okay. And she's like, you know, is that them? And I'm like, yeah, I think that's them. So we get in my truck, and she's like, oh, drive by them. So we drive by. And she just, like, Rika just sticks her body out the window, just, like, waves at them, and we drive off. But I was just like, this is fucking weird, man. Like, really? Is this what we're doing these days? We don't have nothing better to do than, like...
No.
I don't know normal people that... Yeah, exactly.
You're fine.
It was weird. I thought it was kind of childish, but whatever.
They don't have anything better. Yeah.
My question is, like, why are you taking pictures of me? What are you going to do with those pictures?
Well, I want to know which ex this is, but I'm not going to have you say it on this.
Now,
but,
this ex
wasn't
with another guy, obviously.
No, she was with her
girlfriend. Okay.
It's an ex that frequents your place of work.
So they maybe had a few drinks at the bar.
Oh, yeah, they were feeling good, I'm sure.
They turned into 12-year-old girls.
And they were just being idiots.
Stupid.
It's fucking weird, dude.
It's really
weird. So weird.
Stupid.
So why you're sitting out front of a restaurant waiting for somebody to come out?
Yeah.
That's like automatic. Like what the fuck?
I'm like, dude, really? Come
on, man.
Like,
that's just stupid.
Rika knows karate. She'll fuck him up. I'm just kidding.
Good to go.
All right, I have about a minute of Dave Fizdale just going off.
All right,
let's hear
it.
Perfect. Let's
Do
hear
we
it.
have any more of these beers?
No.
Oh my goodness.
We can bring a 6-pack next week.
Yeah, you do that.
I will.
He's the beer guy, by the way, folks, if you guys didn't know.
All right, I'm going to do my best. Let me know how it sounds.
I do need a beer bartender when you get a chance after this sound clip.
All right, here goes.
All right, so this is... Wait, let me recap before we start.
This is the $30,000 fine right here.
So this is a $30,000 fine. This is the Memphis game. Who are they playing? I'm sorry. Fuck.
Grizzlies versus Spurs.
Grizzlies versus Spurs. This was after the Grizzlies versus Spurs, their first game.
Okay.
You know, it's unfortunate that I got a guy like Mike Conley who, in his whole career, has got 0 technical fouls and just cannot seem to get the proper respect from the officials that he deserves. It was a very poorly officiated basketball game. Zach Randolph, the most rugged guy in the game, had 0 free throws, but somehow Kawhi Leonard had 19 free throws.
Holy shit.
The first half, we shot 19 points, shot 19 shots in the paint, and we had 6 free throws. They shot 11 times in the paint, and they had 23 free throws. I'm not a numbers guy, but that doesn't seem to add up. Overall, 35 times we shot the ball in the paint. We had 15 free throws for the game. They shot 18 times in the paint and had 32 free throws. Kawhi shot more free throws than our whole team. Explain it to me.
Maybe you fouled the shit out of him.
I don't get the respect that these guys deserve because Mike Conley doesn't go crazy. He has class, and he just plays the game. But I'm not going to let them treat us that way. You know, I know Pop's got pedigree, and I'm a young rookie, but they're not going to rook us. That's unacceptable. That was unprofessional.
Unacceptable.
My guys dug in that game and earned the right to be in that game, and they did not even give us a chance.
And that was it?
Take that for data.
Oh, there's a slam.
Dude, you didn't say anything that should cost him $30,000.
No, I don't think so either.
You can't talk shit about him.
That's some fucking bullshit,
I mean,
dude.
You can't talk about the officials. That's like an automatic.
No, you are allowed. I'm sorry, you are allowed to talk about the officials. I'm sorry.
It'll cost you money.
That is no.
That's it.
That's part of the press conference. Dude, I'm telling you right now, the officials in the NBA fucking suck. They are terrible.
I watched.
They are terrible.
A number of
There's no
today.
consistency, and there. I mean, the officiate. I mean, I understand the NBA is a show. I get that. Like, you know, hey, if LeBron wants to take 3 steps and he's on a fast break, let him go. You know what I mean? Go for it.
We don't have enough time for the travel thing.
No, it's serious.
That's stupid.
They literally have taken the rules of the game of basketball and they don't apply to pros who should be should be the most fundamental sound players on the earth. They should be abiding by the strictest rules. Not they're pros. Let them take 3 steps.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
College is probably the most
purist.
accurately officiated.
I agree.
Game.
But when you look at the NBA, the last 3 years, their ratings have shot through the roof every year. Like it's been growing.
Because
so why would they mess with
the
that?
Euro step?
It's a business.
It's a fucking travel.
Why would they? keeping like the honor of the game.
Thank you, John.
I'm gonna step out to pee. I'll be back.
You're not allowed to pee. Grab your hose.
No. Did we not bring his catheter?
You're supposed to pee in the bucket. That's what the bucket's for.
The bucket under the table?
Yeah, the pee bucket. I'm just kidding, folks. There's no pee bucket on our table. We're not disgusting.
And if there was, it'd be on the other side of the table.
And if it was, that'd be what Wabi's sitting on, the pee bucket.
No.
So Wabi, how's your week?
This is weird.
Why? We're friends. We talk all the time.
I know, but never on screen.
Dude, I forget.
I don't really like you that much. It's just.
Fuck that. You
You're
love
cool.
me.
Yeah, I do love you.
So, what is this nonsense that you're trying to eventually move away?
It's not nonsense, and I'm not trying to. It's reality, and I am. But I still want to do this thing, so we'll
figure that out. We'll Skype you in if we have to. But what I'm saying is, where are you going, and for what opportunities?
California.
For what?
To go to work with and for my brother, and be closer to my family.
Oh, okay, that is understandable. I'm not gonna give you shit about that.
As well, you shouldn't.
I won't. No. But we need to figure out a way to Skype you in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, you gotta remember. Can't see, but it's gonna be
behind
you.
It's gonna be.
You got all kinds of equipment.
Hell, there's all kinds of shit in this room, guys. I'm surprised I had all these microphones. I actually have more microphones than I need.
Prince could play here. It's cool.
Tony, let's say something happened. Hawaii is sinking into the ocean.
Okay.
And you got to move. Where would you go?
Where would I go? If Hawaii is sinking into the ocean, does that mean like the West Coast is sinking into the ocean as well?
Nah, it's just Hawaii.
Wait a minute, where'd that come from?
I don't know, but that's a good question. If I had to move, just Hawaii sinking? Nowhere else.
Yep. Seattle.
I'd probably go to Seattle. That's where my mom's at.
That's where your hat's at, too.
That's where my hat's at, too.
That's right.
But I like Seattle. I'm not a big fan of the cold. This is what happens when you go to take a pee break, Chris. Your mic falls apart.
No, he hit it when he was trying to sit down.
It's a big goofball. But, no, yeah, I'd probably go to Seattle. You know, if not there, I'd probably choose a different country.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
Probably I like Asia. Yeah. I like Asia. And Japan's cool. Like Philippines is cool. Europe's cool, but right now I don't know about the safety issues of Europe. If I'd be rolling through there.
You'd be fine.
I don't know, man. I don't want to get into a whole discussion about this right now.
You'd be fine in Beirut right now. You'd be fine.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you'd be fine. There's a damn TripAdvisor thing for Beirut. It's just become that place now. Like we grew up. Well, I keep saying we, but there's a big age.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah. I was trying to say it. I was trying to say it so I didn't feel so damn old.
Hey, Chris, are you back, bro?
I'm back.
Hey, he's back. What's up?
He's 5 pounds lighter.
Back in the conversation,
He's 5 pounds? Jesus, that's a big bladder.
This is going to just be in every show thing.
No, man, you can't be peeing in the middle of the show, dude. It's not fair.
You guys can take a pee break. Won't hold it against you.
I'm not a fucking 5-year-old. I can hold my urine.
I can't. I'm
going to withhold judgment because at some point, if I'm like, hey, man, I got to piss too.
Whatever, dude.
I'm not going to judge you just yet.
You guys are like little children.
Yeah, wait till you have to piss.
I work at a water company, bro. Well, all day I hear water, just constantly, and I don't have to pee.
Just because you're immune to that, like, parlor trick, doesn't mean that right now your bladder's not doing what you're doing.
I have the ultimate lockdown of my bladder.
The ultimate lockdown of
bladder.
Your bladder. You just don't have the ultimate lockdown of the vocabulary, but that's okay.
Hey,
now
I went to UNLV. Give me a break. Okay. They didn't teach us very extensive vocabularies there. They said, "Get the money, motherfuckers! Get the money."
Blackjack 101.
Go Rebels! Go Rebels!
Running Rebs, baby.
Running Rebs.
You guys back to your first one?
Cheers to that.
All right, let's do that.
Cheers to Run Rebs.
Did you go to UNLV too?
No.
Then take that cheers back. You're not a Reb.
Well, he lived in Vegas, and he came to games with me.
I just looked at you cheers, and that's all.
So there was one night where Wabi said, "You know what? Let's pimp this thing out. Let's go have a good UNLV game one night." I called him up, and I'm like, I want to go to the UNLV game, but nobody wants to go with me. And, it sucks to go to a game by yourself.
Yeah, no one wants to go get drunk by themselves.
So I asked Wobby, and Wobby's like, nah, man, let's go have fun with it.
Sorry, side note. McCaw is from UNLV.
Yes.
On
Patrick McCaw.
Yeah.
McCaw?
On the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah. The rookie. He's a running Reb.
Oh, you mean the dude that I keep calling like the lost Huxtable kid?
Yeah, that guy. He's got like the little
the flat top with the short shorts
thing.
And he's wearing the short shorts. Hey, he had a great game.
No, he had a good game.
Yes, he did.
But running Rebel. Remember that shit.
Awesome. Yeah. Didn't know.
Go Rebs.
We always had good basketball teams.
Yeah.
Our football teams are fucking horrible.
They're getting better, but
no
yeah,
offense
you're
to
right.
my friends that played on the team, but hey, step your game up.
Our basketball team was good when we were there.
Were good. We always were a competitor.
That was the year we went to the Sweet 16.
You remember
Long Kruger?
Do you remember when we won the Mountain West?
Yeah,
we were there.
That's what I'm talking about.
You remember when me and Heppy, shout out to Heppy, we were the first. We rushed the court. And they tried to block us where they made like these barriers. It was like a 15-foot drop to climb over this wall to get onto the court.
There's no joke.
I jumped from this fucking wall onto like a folding chair, thinking like the folding chair is gonna hold me.
Hell no.
Just went down.
I know about folding chairs.
Yeah, we know about folding chairs to me, but they don't work. But I helped Heppy get down, and then me and him rush into the middle of the court. We're the only two people in the court. We get grabbed by a cop. Okay, we just won the Mountain West. We get grabbed by a cop. We get pulled into the tunnel. He's like yelling at us, "You guys are going blah blah." All of a sudden, I just see everybody just start pouring over the wall. It was a flood. It was a flood, and everybody started pouring over the wall, and it was crazy. So I looked at Heppy, and we were both held by the arm by this cop was holding us. I saw everybody rush the court. I just rushed. I just went into the crowd. I was like, fuck if I'm getting arrested. Everybody else is doing it. Got in the crowd.
That was a great night.
It was fun. I called in sick to work at Outback when I was working at Outback in college to go to this game.
I didn't know you worked there too.
Yeah, I wasn't a very good employee.
No, I get that.
But no,
I got you that job.
Yeah, Chris got me that job.
We both worked at Outback, but I got him the job.
Yeah.
But
nice.
But
we both were off for that game. That game was insane.
No, I called in sick for that game. I was on the fucking news that night.
We were up there.
I was front and center on the news, in the mid court because I'm taller compared to most people. I'm above average height. So, like, you could plain as day see me out of this crowd. And I'm like, dude, if our boss sees this, I'm fired.
Yeah.
Good thing our boss was a cokehead and had no idea what was going on in front of
I saw you and Heppy, and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I was in there somewhere. There was like a good crowd of us there.
You were in there. I have the picture of that.
We all rushed it. Zach was in there too. Zach was in that shot.
So, get this. A side story of this whole rushing the court thing.
This was a side story.
No, this is a side of a side story.
Okay.
So our friend the night before gets jumped. Okay, in and out burger in front of a UNLV. You know that in and out burger. Yeah. He gets jumped in the bathroom by like these frat boys. We all rush the court. We run into these guys, and our friend Taylor's like, "That's the motherfuckers." So all of a sudden there's like, it's about to go down mid-court in this like celebration, and luckily, it turned out that they were brothers of this fraternity that we knew a guy from Hawaii who was like one of the higher up guys. I forget his name, the big dude that was the boxer.
Yeah,
I saw him. I was like, I'm not fighting this motherfucker. First of all, he's a beast. He was like one of our top boxers for UNLV, and he talked to us and he goes, his
name wasn't Joey, was it?
No, okay. I can't remember his name.
No, I can't remember his name.
He was a big, kind of like hop-up, Portuguese-looking dude. Yeah. But the dude could box, and I knew him from many parties.
And we called it a day.
No, so I said, hey, you're with these guys? Let's talk this out. Yeah. No, so I talked to him, and I told him the story, and he said, hey, these guys are all freshmen. I'll handle it. Apparently, I heard he took him back to the frat house and made him put on boxing gloves. Is what I heard.
Did he hand down a beatdown?
He handed down a beatdown, and he said, "We don't jump people." All right, and he explained, because coming from Hawaii,
that's great.
You don't jump. You don't jump. If your boy and his boy get
if you
want to
go up and up,
you let them go up and up. It's a respect thing.
That's one thing.
So when that thing happened, I heard that he took him back and gave him all lickings, but never had an issue after that.
Explain lickings.
Lickings is ass whoopings.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when
your parents give you lickings.
You're gonna get lickings. You don't start listening. You better watch it.
You don't want to get lickings, bro. Oh yeah, I fucked up. My mom gave me lickings, bro.
No, bro.
I got grounded.
I accidentally swear at my mom, bro. I got caught fucking lickings.
I don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Don't do that.
By the way, I'm working on being trilingual because I speak English and Pidgin and now Japanese.
Yeah, Pidgin's an official language now.
Pidgin is an official language, bro.
Well then,
who decided that? I don't know, but
I don't know. That's pretty fucking pathetic. If that's what,
no, listen. You should speak it more often so that I could laugh.
I don't like speaking it.
I like laughing.
I'm not a good.
Now your side story to your side story was to a story that he was telling.
Yes.
Continue.
Do you even remember your original story?
No, I might go way lost. No, I was just going back to. I was just going back to. I remember the barriers actually. They were super high.
No, jackass. When we went to the damn game together.
Oh, when we went.
He was waiting for his story.
Good lord. Yeah, we came back. I'm sorry. Good story. Okay, no. Yeah, so I was by myself. I called Wabi up and I'm like, hey, I don't want to go to the game by myself. Can you come with me? And he's like, yeah, let's go. You know what? Let's make a night out of this. So we showed up to the box office. Now, we showed up to the box office. I did get student tickets at one point, but at that point I was graduated.
Yeah, and, so we don't get a discount? We don't get like alumni tickets?
You can join the Alumni Association, which I was like...
Have you?
I was still poor.
I'm still poor.
I was still poor post-college student.
They always call me for donations. I just laugh at them.
I know. How are you going to call me a year after I graduate when I still haven't gotten a job yet? Anyway.
Fucking assholes, man.
Anyway.
You haven't got enough of my money?
We go to this game
dicks.
And Wabi goes, let's do it up. And then... we get the tickets and we ask the girl, we're like, hey, so how much are these tickets for courtside? And she's like, $45.
Ooh.
And we're like, well, how much is like, what's the next closest thing? And she's like, well, there's these seats that are like 8 seats up and they're like 25. So we're like, okay, let's just do that. So we did the $25 seats. We ended up moving down to courtside anyway once we got in there.
Nice.
Because the arena was empty enough, and he rolled with me, and dude, we were right there behind the bench giving people shit, and
that's nice.
It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Damn good night.
Yeah, it was a good time. But going back to your story with the jumping over the fence, I remember one specific story from that because everybody's ready to rush a court. It was like game was almost over. We were like we were like 15 points ahead, so we had a good lead, and everybody's ready to rush a court. And I remember this one older lady. She was probably in like her 50s, and she was like looking at us, and she was doing this.
Yeah, I just started laughing.
And I looked at her, and I told her straight up, I said,
we're coming up.
Best thing you do is just get out of the way. This isn't your job to like keep people from getting on the court. I said, there's going to be a lot of people jumping on the court. I said the best thing for you to do.
Yeah,
I said the best thing for you to do is just get out of the way because you're not going to stop anybody.
You're going to get hurt. Yeah.
Then the lady just said, "Okay."
Well, right when he said that, I jumped.
He had jumped.
I jumped.
And you made an example of what
and the lady was like,
you know when your parents tell you if your friends jump off a bridge, would you follow? I'm the guy that jumped off first. I'm that guy that you're following. I'm that idiot.
But everybody was lining up around the edge of that court.
Yeah.
And they didn't give a shit that there was a 10-foot drop.
There was cops everywhere too.
And the lady was there. The lady was there ready to like play offensive lineman, and I'm like, lady, just. I said, do yourself a favor and move out of the way.
I just remember Chris was like this.
That's cool.
Move! Move!
Because I didn't want to get her hurt. I didn't want her to get hurt.
She'd get hurt.
I didn't want her to get hurt. Because there was no way she was going to stop about... There was at least 10,000 people that were ready to jump on that fucking court.
I don't know about that many, but I'd say about 500 ready to roll.
Maybe not 10,000.
10,000's a lot.
The arena can seat 18, and the whole lower bowl, like especially the student section,
we rushed.
Was the whole student section, which is about probably 1,000 students at least, were ready to jump on that court, and she was in the way.
And this was for what championship?
This was for the Mountain West Championship. So
that was a fun day.
The lady was initially like, stop, and then she realized, fuck this, and she got out of the way. Which, I was looking out for her. I wasn't you know what? I was gonna rush the court too. Yeah, I was like, you don't want to get trampled. Like,
I'm just glad I didn't roll my ankle coming down on that.
That was a drop. That was a drop for sure.
It was far, man.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
far.
that. I remember jumping that wall, and I was like, whoa.
They ended up opening up the gate after because they just saw how many people were jumping in. They're just like, let's open the gate. And I just remember I was in the middle of like the team huddle, like just like, yeah. It was fun. It was a fun night.
Nice.
Good memories. College was a good time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I had my fun.
Man,
Trust me.
You know what's crazy is like you think back. Nowadays, I think back. I'm like, dude, I had so much fun in those days. I didn't even realize how much fun I was having.
Yeah.
Until now, I'm just like, this shit sucks. I gotta go to work.
It changes.
I gotta fucking live like according to these rules. Dude, when we were in college, I didn't obey any rules, man.
That's what I mean.
Dumbass.
That's what changes.
Yeah, I got smarter.
Now you're responsible.
That sucks, though. It's no fun, man. It's no
For all
fun.
those kids who are debating going to college,
jumping out with no net, you're fine.
Especially in a place like Hawaii.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially in a place like Hawaii, like
I had no fear back then. I was invincible.
Yeah.
Now I know, like, ouch, it hurts.
Yeah. You dropped the plug on you.
Yeah, that shit almost killed me. You saw that.
I saw it. I'm like, what is wrong with this dude right now?
I think like just living in the island, I was happy. I was born and raised in Hawaii, and I think just going to college was like one of those things where I'm like, I can't wait to get off this rock right now. Like, I love Hawaii.
Oh yeah, dude, that's how it was. I remember.
And it's just like you need to experience a little bit of life. Like, if you live here your entire life and you haven't left, you don't. You gotta see it.
It's a culture shock, but you gotta experience it.
Yeah.
I just remember. Do you remember when our parents took us to college?
Yeah.
Do you remember that day?
Yep.
The first day.
We were at Boulder Station, right?
Boulder Station.
Yep.
My mom took me. His dad took him, and we arrive in Boulder Station. We are Las Vegas. We go to our hotel because the next day we got to move into the dorms. The first thing I do is we already had a mutual friend that was living in Vegas. I hit her up. Hey, can you get me weed? Oh, of course. Yeah, so she takes me to she goes, oh yeah, I can hook you up, no problem. So I go to the mall. My mom, she meets me at the mall, picks me up, takes me to her friend's house. I swear to God, we go to this fucking crack den where they got like it's like the ghetto, like it's like the first Camden they ever built. I swear to God. And
don't live in Camden apartments.
We walk up to the door, right, and you know how like some doors have like little glass cutouts on the top? So there's 3 glass cutouts. The 2 are blacked out. The middle one has a camera in it.
Oh shit!
Oh, someone's like, okay, this is gonna be interesting.
This is a production.
Culture shock already. Oh, yeah. You already get the culture shock.
Okay, because she first of all, she tells me first of all, I can get you an eighth for like $25-$30. I'm like, let's do it. You know what I mean? We go there. First of all, it's dirt swag weed, which I'd never experienced before in my life. Growing up in Hawaii,
you don't get that.
I never had that.
Mexican red hair.
So I'm like,
seeds and stems don't exist here.
They bring out this bag of like what it looks like muddy sticks, and I'm just kind of looking at it like, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is your weed. I'm like, I don't want this. So they're just like, what? They're just like they start tweaking out, and they think I'm like a cop. So they make me smoke this joint, which I think had some fucking shit in it. So I'm like, okay, I'll smoke it. So I smoked this shit, and it probably had some fucking meth or some shit, and I don't know. But I didn't feel weird, so we left. I took this mud home, and my mom picks me back up, and she doesn't know I have this, so she goes, I got to take a shower meeting Randy and Chris later. So we bought tickets to the Kansas concert. Kansas was having a concert at the hotel. So we go through all of that, and so she goes to take a shower. While she's showering, I run across the street to a 7-Eleven, buy some orange papers, and I'm trying to roll a joint while she's in the shower, right? So she comes out, and she catches me, like, rolling the joint. And in my head, I just realized, I'm going to the dorms tomorrow. What the fuck can you do, really? And, so in my head, I'm like, what the fuck can you really do? So she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm rolling a joint. You can either smoke it with me or look the other way. I'm moving in the dorms tomorrow. What are you going to do? Ground me? So she just kind of laughs, and then I light it up, and she smokes with me. So
pivotal moment.
That was a pivotal moment in my life. So we were all stoned, and then Randy and Chris come to the room, and I tell my mom, wouldn't it be funny if we can get Randy to smoke too? So, end of the night, I guess we finished the concert.
Yeah.
I think you snuck in and smoked with me a little bit before the concert. I can't remember. But we go to the concert, come back, and then after the concert, both Randy and my mom, we're all been drinking. They were buying us beers at the show. And so they're like, hey, we want to drink. Let's have a fun time. So my mom and Randy go and get some liquor from the liquor store. Well, in the meantime, me and Chris are up in the room rolling joints. So I got a joint. I got like 2 joints in my ears. And Randy comes in and he's just like, what is in your ears? And I gave him the same speech I gave my mom. And then, long story short, it was a good night.
Nice.
But that was a pivotal moment in my life that I realized. Actually, a real pivotal moment. I was about 17, 18. I came home stoned from partying one night. Both my parents were sitting in the living room, and they're just like, "Are you high?" And I just kind of looked at them and I was like, "Yeah." And I just ran up to my room and went to sleep. And I never ever got in trouble for it, or no reparation, no reprimands.
Sometimes.
That was a funny first conversation. At that age,
so but at that point, I was just like, they're cool with it.
I was 18, and I remember my parents were fine. The first time I got "Are you high right now?" And you're like, "Yeah," and that was it.
What can they really do at that point? What can they?
I'm going to college. I'm already in college. Like I already got accepted. This is happening.
Hey, I remember Chris went to Punahou, so he was like in college like right away. I applied like last minute, like literally the day of the cutoff. I'm like writing up my application, sent it in, and like, hey, I got accepted to UNLV too, Chris. She's like, all right, well, let's go. I was like, let's go. That was fun, man. Those were fun times. There'll be many more college stories throughout the show, peoples, and I'll get some video and some photo evidence of the crazy shit we've done.
I don't know if we can put that on.
Oh, we can and we will.
We're gonna need to get permissions.
You never did anything
that's you
crazy.
Guys, but I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. But that's you guys.
Hey, cheers.
We are who we are.
Here's the balls out.
And I hear so many people saying, "Don't go to college; it's a waste of money." And college is so much more than just your education.
Experience, man.
It's so much more than experience. It helps you grow as an adult, for sure.
Yeah, believe it or not, we grew into adults.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. Right now, we're both happy people.
The
and
worst examples.
Oh, and you
right now, the worst examples.
No,
you're fucking 10 years older than us.
I'm not
claiming with us,
I'm not claiming to be one.
We're at least 10 years ahead of you because we're all in the same place right now. Think of that.
No.
Oh, yeah. No. Think of that.
That's your idea.
No.
That's not the reality.
I hear people's personal preference about college, and it makes sense. It's like if you know what you want to do straight out of high school and you're really good at it,
I'm not arguing with
then
that.
I'm like, by all means, like do what you love and go get it. But if you have no clue what you're gonna do out of high school, you have no fucking clue where you're gonna go,
dude,
where your direction is in life.
I really want to do.
Yeah, it's like college will help you shape you into a proper adult. It'll teach you like valuable life stuff for sure. Like
a friend.
Granted,
of mine,
you'll get all the bad stuff with it,
a friend of mine,
and all the crazy times and shit with it.
You remember the flutophone?
Flutophone.
You know, like the recorder, like do 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 do. The fucking flute you had to play in elementary school.
Oh, you're talking about the pre-recorder.
Yeah, okay, recorder, whatever the fuck it was called. Flutophone, pre-recorder,
Maybe
recorder.
you went to school in Germany. I don't know.
No, I did not. But they teach you that shit, which is fucking useless in your life, really, unless you're gonna be a flautist, or a clarinet player.
Yeah.
But they don't teach you how to do your fucking taxes. You think that would be like something you'd learn at a young age? How to do taxes? No. Dude, that should be something is taught in school, at least at the college level.
They'll never teach you that.
Why?
Because that's reality.
That's an essential...
Education
is fucking stupid as far as how it's ran in America sometimes.
It could be better.
It's basically history.
Right, but
instead of wasting all your...
in math class, you think at some point in math they're gonna teach you how to do your taxes properly.
The point is get you to a point where you hire an accountant.
There you go.
That's winning.
That asshole got trained.
That's it.
The things that used to bum me out.
You specialize in your thing. He'll be that, and you make enough money, and you hire an accountant. That's it.
What?
Why would they need you?
Who can hire an accountant right out of college? Anybody?
I can.
Anyone?
But who can't fill out... Wait,
I'd have to be an accountant to hire an accountant.
Who can't do a 1040 EZ right out of college? You kidding me?
Dude, I don't even know what a 10 easy is right now.
1040 EZ.
I use TurboTax, bro. Done.
There's our age difference.
A lot of times too, all you got is W2. All you got to do is do your W2, and then that's it, and you're done.
Plug it in
after college. But once you own property and get.
But if you own property, you've been through some stuff,
right?
You've learned how to earn and do something and whatever, and so you're smart enough.
I guess
it's still almost 1040 easy.
But you understand what I'm saying? Is they teach you useless shit?
Yeah.
When they could teach you useful shit. I just thought that was a funny thing.
I hated the thing I hated about college the first 2 years is I was relearning shit that I went through in high school.
Right.
And I'm like, come on, teach us something more valuable. Teach us like life skill stuff.
Well, I tested out of like two math credits. I tested out of.
Yeah, you have prerequisites that like they still make you retake some of this shit where you're just like. But granted, there are students that were in the class that would go, I have no clue what this is. Are you kidding me? Yeah. And it's like, dude, if you didn't learn this in high school.
If you learn it in college, in high school, and you went to college and they started shoving you in the same classes, you can go and walk your way out of those classes.
Yeah.
And get to the next level.
I tested out of 2 math classes.
You could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just chose to stay and get an easy A.
But at UNLV, there were certain classes you could test out of. And there were certain ones you had to take.
You just had to take it.
No, there are test out of classes,
right?
And there are classes that you can go to your counselor and say, "Listen, I'm not getting anything from this. I've already done this."
No, but that's the thing, though. That's what Chris is telling you is he tested out of some classes.
Did you try to do that?
But there was certain classes that no matter what you did, you had to do
take
it.
them. You had to take them,
even if you took it before. You still had to do it. That's what's. But you know what? That's a money thing. That's a revenue thing. That's what that is.
You're guaranteeing your first 2 years of college.
State school.
Hey,
they need numbers.
Running Revs, baby. Woo! I love it.
A lot of colleges are like
Larry
that
Johnson,
too. Just
Stacey Augman. That's what I love.
That's it.
But
I never went there. But yeah.
But overall, the experience at UNLV was really good. Met a lot of people, and I think more than anything that school taught us, it's not what you know; it's more who you know.
That's life in general.
And I think that is life in general, and that's a good thing that I was taught was things never really hit home for me until I actually met people in the industry and actually got to talking with them and you began conversations with these people who actually were in the business. Yeah. Then you actually got a real feel of what it was about. It wasn't this bullshit anymore or this like teacher in a classroom with books.
Right.
It was like people telling you this is how it is.
You know what who you know eventually turns into?
What
you know. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. It's natural progression of shit.
I mean, it's
so
just,
you can't be useless, right? You have to be worthwhile. You have to have some sort of skill set.
Yeah, you can't be a lazy lump.
Who you know can get you somewhere.
But you won't get to know people
where you need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different.
You still got to be somewhat talented is what you're saying. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't care. I know a lot of people. I'm not going to just hire them. But there's some people that have talent that I would hire. You know what I mean?
But making the connections is, networking should be a major college class, too. You know what I mean? Networking with people, it's more essential than a lot of things.
In order to get ahead in life, you got to be you got to be able to communicate.
You got to be able to talk to people.
I don't think it should be a class.
I think it should be.
I think because you're supposed to pick that up.
No. You don't understand.
Through your 4 years in
school. Some people are shy, dude.
Yeah.
They just don't. But we had public speaking.
But, yes, that's right.
Okay, stuff
Everybody
like that.
did. But the networking stuff, I don't think that should be a class. I think in your little 3-4 year stint in college, you're supposed to have realized that is something. Right? And so, shy or not, meet this person in the quad. Not necessarily in a class.
I'm a friendly person. I talk to everybody.
Trust me, me too.
I know.
I know too many fucking people. But
I just want to point out that when you used to shave your head, I just want to point out how small Hawaii is. When you were shaving your head and you had your beard, and Phil had the same setup, people would yell out when Phil would go to town. They'd be, Wabi!
Let me tell you, it was worse. It was worse than that.
How worse?
He'd get free drinks.
Yeah, he would get free drinks. People thinking that he was you. That's how funny that is. He'd just be
sitting there, and some dude across the bar would be like, "Man, I sent you that shot."
I just want to point out there is more than 2 black dudes in Hawaii. I just want to point that out. Yeah. But it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Phil gets to drink all the drinks.
The 2 people we know personally get mistaken for each other in totally different places at totally different times. It's great. That's hilarious, I think.
I almost did shave my head again. But he reminded me that we're going to do this product afro, right? Stuff. No, the whole
here's the thing. We're talking about doing it.
GL17 write us back?
They never got back to me.
Oh,
but
just buy some.
I'm gonna buy some. I'm gonna buy some. And I think Wabi said he's down and do it on the show next week.
I'm down.
I'll spray it on my beard. I'll fill in my beard.
Don't put it on your face.
I'll put it on my beard.
Don't put it on your face.
Okay, so Wabi's down to do this.
Shit does, then.
Wabi's down to do this because if it's fucked up, he can just shave his head anyway. Yeah. So next week,
head on the show.
Next week we're gonna get this GLH. I'm gonna order it tomorrow.
GL17. Okay. Good looking 17, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Good looking hair.
We're gonna give it a shot.
Oh, GLH.
Yeah.
I thought it was GL.
We're gonna get some of this shit. It's gonna come in next week, and we're gonna do it on the show.
And if it really sucks,
we can't do it in this. We can't do it in this room.
We're gonna make it happen.
When it comes in, we'll shoot a clip and we'll play it on the show.
Because we can do it in here.
No, it's spray paint. I'm not spray painting in here. I got my computer and everything in here. It's spray paint.
How much do you think it's gonna take,
bro?
I'm thinking 3 puffs, and if it ain't making sense, we stop.
No, we got to do it live on the show.
No, we can shoot this. We shoot it as a clip.
We'll work it out. No.
We gotta shoot it as a clip.
It's live.
It's gonna be live.
You're not shooting that. You're not spraying some fucking hair gel shit in my.
It's 3 puffs.
It's an aerosol spray. If any of that gets on my computer, it'll fuck up my screen.
Shoot it in the other direction.
Okay, we'll talk about this next week. We'll figure this out.
Anyway,
we'll talk about
down in here.
Anyway,
guarantee that.
I think this is going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Inappropriate Bar Talk. My name is Chris.
This is Tony.
This is Wabi. My brother John in the back, bartending tonight. Thank you. It's good to have you on the mic tonight. You can follow us on Twitter at IBT Podcast. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Inappropriate Bar Talk.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, motherfuckers.
Subscribe. Please subscribe. Let's smash those likes. No, yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us this week.
I hope you drank a beer with us. Cheers.
Have a beer with us. Cheers. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock Hawaii time. Thank you for joining us tonight.